Zubel turns to me. Danish, lock the door. Whoa, what's about to happen? What are you doing? Wait, hold on, don't. Before Zubel can talk me out of it, I'm stripping down to my, whoa! I'm about to go on a date. I'm never late. Hey Zubel, what you trying to do? Wanna go and skate? Why don't we just go up and escape? What's up guys, it's your girl Shonyx and welcome back to the amazing digital dating simulator. We have already done Jax's route, we've done Ragatha's route, and we've done Pomni's route. Now we are gonna do Zubel's route. I'm very interested in where they're gonna take Zubel's route because Zubel strikes me as the type that doesn't really care about anybody besides Gangle. Anyways, I'm not gonna dilly-dally. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Gotta get back into this again. Welcome to the amazing digital dating simulator, a slice of lifestyle school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Caine, and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay here at the amazing digital academy. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teacher, become a straight-A student or a rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possibly finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful, fantastic, gorgeous creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, what uniform will you be donning? Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the girl uniform for Zubel. Sounds good. What about your name? What should we call you? Back to Danish. Alrighty then, Danish. Then let's head inside. Hi. My name is Danish. I'm a transfer student to the amazing digital academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague and tragic event that nobody knows anything about that changed the course of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger. So, where is the teacher? As I step into the room to let in any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put like 2 and 2 together because I'm not that good at math, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't really be. Hello, my name is Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand, which I shake more out of instinct than out of a genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket today, we have a new student named, what's your name again? Okay, for Zubel, I feel like I should say, don't mess with me and we'll be good, I think. Maybe, I'm gonna go with that. Rightio, go on and take any open seat, Danish. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I take a moment to think of who to sit by. Okay, I sit next to the mismatched figure with a bored look on their face. I sat down next to the interesting looking student with mismatched limbs. I'm not going to bother asking you your name or backstory if that's what Caine wants. Well, I said my name already. I'm sorry? You heard what I said. After a week, Caine is gonna get bored of all this and you won't even be here anymore. Did I do something to offend them? Why do you think I'm gonna be gone in just a week? Cause that's just how things work around here. Caine comes up with some new student or adventure. Everyone gets excited to know them. Then Caine gets bored or they move away. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm telling you all of this. Nothing they say makes any sense. But I'm still offended at being treated like some sort of side act in a circus. Because that's totally not what we are. Right? Well, I didn't ask to be here. All I remember is something happened at my old school and my parents had to move out to the countryside. I huff. That's the only reason I'm here right now. Zubel glares back at me, but before we can start to argue, the girl in the colorful hat comes over to us. Hey guys, what's going on over here? She says, looking at us. Well, I point to Zubel. Just keep saying I'm going to disappear in a week when Principal Caine gets bored of me. Well, that's no good. She waves her hands, trying to defuse the situation. You know how Caine gets when we don't play along, Zubel. How Caine feels about things isn't my problem. To illustrate their point, they kick their feet up on the desk in front of them. Pomni just shakes her head before extending a hand for me to shake. Well, anyways, welcome to our class, Danish. Sorry about Zubel. They just don't really like new people. Or Caine. I nod. I can see that. Well, if you want, you can come sit next to me instead. I'm sure Kinger won't mind. I cast a glance at Zubel, who is still ignoring me. The invitation is tempting. No, I'm gonna say, I think I'll stick it out with Zubel. We're gonna stick it out. We're gonna do it. Suit yourself. Don't think this makes us friends or anything. I guess not, but I find myself oddly unbothered by Zubel's cool demeanor. That's fair. I shrug. I'm sure you have a reason for feeling the way that you do. That oddly seems to pierce their cool exterior. Huh? Well, yeah, I do. I feel like you just really dislike Principal Caine. Well, yeah, dislike is an understatement. They pause. He just keeps trying to come up with new things and acts like we should be falling over ourselves. I shrug. It's okay, you don't have to like me. Well, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that... Never mind. It's okay. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I was so harsh on you. Listen, to make it up to you, I usually eat lunch with Gangle in the courtyard. You can tag along if you want. You know, instead of sitting alone. Just as I'm about to respond, Zubel sees something out of the corner of their eye. Bruh, leave Gangle alone, Jax. They say, running off. Oh well, I guess if I want to talk to them later, I know where to find them. Okay. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Principal Caine, how exciting to have you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Kinger! Class, how do you do? Principal Caine extends a hand, gesturing to all of us before freezing in place. With a sound like porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slam shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Danish, wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm suffuses his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to making this school interesting. Everybody else here is kind of boring. I want to kill them. He pauses a moment, rubbing the base of his chin in contemplation for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Caine? Zubel speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of the principal of the school. Caine perks up. That's right, the reason I'm here, to make sure we all have an enriching academy experience. One filled with fun, danger, adventure. He begins to list more and more descriptors, increasing his breakneck speed until I can't even tell what he's saying. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience. He turns towards the window and stares out of it for a moment. Is he addressing somebody? There doesn't appear to be anyone outside. I know you're watching. However, the numbers are in, students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time I tell you that means the end of school life as we know it. Caine bites on his hands in mock horror. The class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet tooth cavity-filled students, your benevolent principal has found a way to bring public interest back to the school in a major way. At this point, the sharp-toothed bubble next to him pipes up. How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President? Caine shoots the bubble a confused look, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little Tomar emeralds, my little shining diamonds, my little soft sapphires. What's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters. A competent principal. Adequate funding? Caine shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has had a culture festival celebrating the unique talents of all its students. So I, being your benevolent principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy, we gotta keep the interest of our investors after all. Egads, I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days. Break a leg or two. In fact, I'll break them for you. Come here. Okay, as abruptly as he appeared, Caine darts out of the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alright, class, let's see what roles Caine assigned to each of you for the Culture Festival. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read aloud. Ragatha, as the class representative, I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds with no issues. You can count on me. Zubel and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival.
I don't know. I still don't have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else.
Okay, Pomni and Jax, look up what a culture festival is.
Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters? No, I like his idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with for her posters. If it's anything like what she comes up with when she draws Ragatha. Jax!
Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay absolutely silent. The class erupts into chaos as Zubel and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of class and get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker amongst themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson planned and is just waiting out the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their arguments and files out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I had worked up quite the appetite. The cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces. Around me, there was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I wish Caine would add like some McDonald's or some Pizza Hut or something. Or even better, Chick-fil-A. I pick up something to eat at the nearest food place and set about deciding where to sit down. Still, as I scan the bustling lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class. All right, didn't Zubel and Gangle say they ate lunch in the courtyard? Ooh, this is nice. I pick up a garden salad. A what? You got a garden salad? Yuck! From the cafeteria and stride out into the courtyard. Though there are half a dozen tables out here, they're mostly empty, and it's easy to find Gangle and Zubel. Gangle gives me a big wave with one of her ribbon arms, her comedy mask showing an expression of cautious excitement. Zubel lifts up their claw hand in a friendly wave as well. Hey guys, thanks for the invite. No problem.
No problem.
Did they coordinate that? Either that or they've just been friends for a long time.
So, Danish, how are you liking our school so far?
Well, it's pretty different from my old school. I start Zubel and Gangle waiting on my next words. But I think I'm starting to like it here. I just got here. Gangle smiles, pushing the tips of her ribbon hands together with a gentle blush.
I like it here too. I'm really excited for the culture festival.
We pass the time in relative silence as we eat our lunches. Zubel is the first to break the silence, pointing at my meal. Of course Zubel is pointing at my meal. Because why am I eating a garden salad? Are you a vegan or something? Oh, this? I gestured to my salad. Not really, I just grabbed something that looks good before heading out to meet you guys.
I think it looks good.
Zubel shrugs. I like to bring food I cook myself. I can't stand what Caine stocks the cafeteria with. I love that Zubel finds every single way to go against the grain. Gangle has a gentle smile on her face as she pokes a bit of shrimp tempura with a chopstick. How she manages to use chopsticks when both of her hands are the tips of red ribbons is honestly very impressive.
I don't think it's all bad. There's a lot of traditional Japanese foods in the cafeteria. I never got to eat sushi when I was in high school before.
They go back and forth like this for a bit while I stab at the remnants of my salad. A hush falls over our table for a moment, then...
So, Zubel, are you going to help me get art done for the culture festival after lunch?
Zubel looks at Gangle pointedly. Honestly, I'm tired of talking about the culture festival. It's just another one of Caine's stupid plans to make us all come together and make him feel good about himself. I mean, come on, Gangle. He's having Pomni look up what a culture festival is. He doesn't care about the culture festival at all. It's just something to make us all busy. I don't see why I should put in any more effort than Caine is, you know? Fair assessment. There's a faint tickle, like something delicate fracturing, and Gangle's smile falters? Gangle's lip starts quivering, tears welling up at the side of her mask. What? Zubel? Gangle, I didn't mean... But their apology is too late. Gangle's comedy mask has broken and now lies on the table in front of us in two pieces. Gangle is sobbing loudly. Oh my goodness, bruh. They give me a meaningful look. Come on, Danish. You understood what I meant, right? I mean, honestly, I find Gangle to be a bit of a crybaby, to be honest. I don't really think that Gangle had to cry over this. I don't think Gangle had to cry over this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what it's gonna be like when I actually go through the Gangle route. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna be annoyed by Gangle. All right, Gangle, Zubel is just annoyed at being pulled around by Caine all the time. They didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Thank you, Danish. Zubel sighs, exhausted, but clearly regretting that they upset Gangle. Seriously, Gangle, I promise I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. Gangle manages to choke back enough tears to respond.
I know that. I just wanted us all to have fun today and during the culture festival.
Zubel leans over, putting a hand on Gangle's arm ribbon. I know, and I'm sorry about being so rude about the culture fair. If you want to take this seriously, then I'll take it seriously too. Besides, I think Danish is really excited about the culture festival, right? They shoot me a look that tells me it's time to speak up. That's right! I stumble over my words, injecting as much enthusiasm into them as I can muster. I care a lot about the culture festival, and I'm really excited to work with both of you on preparations for it. I totally care so much, even though I just got here. Zubel gives me an appreciative nod as Gangle regains her composure. Her comedy mask is still broken for now, but she offers us both a delicate smile.
Thanks, you guys. Can we spend the rest of the day in the art studio working on posters?
Actually, I have some afternoon class. Zubel wraps their pincer-like hand around my forearm. You're coming with us. Okay. All right. I'm with you guys. I sure am. I let Zubel lead me to the art studio as Gangle starts to smile again, giddy at the prospect of spending a whole afternoon doing art for the culture festival. Gangle pulls open a closet in the back of the art studio, pulling out stacks of paper before handing several pieces to me and Zubel, along with some boxes of colored pencils.
Since we're all doing art for the culture festival, let's all draw some posters, then we can vote which ones will make the cut.
I glance down and start to sweat. I haven't drawn anything more complex than a stick figure since the 3rd grade. I glance over to Zubel's paper. They've already started drawing a bunch of unique designs, contrasting different colors against one another to produce something that looks like it belongs in a high-end art gallery. I crane my neck to PR Gangle's art. There's something familiar about the excited anime figure she's drawing, but I still can't put my finger on what it is. Zubel sees me peering over at Gangle's work. Why don't you start working on your own poster? Nope. Sure thing. I try to scribble something resembling an excited student for my poster, but the proportions are all wrong. When I try to draw the school, all I can draw is a rectangle with smaller rectangles for the windows, or we're cooked. We're cooked. When I add a little sun in the top left corner and try to draw the courtyard, the picture is complete. You know you're a really bad artist if you're still stuck drawing the little sun in the corner. That is some 6-year-old type stuff. This definitely looks like what a toddler would bring home to his parents. Like I said, 6-year-old. Something that would end up under a magnet on the fridge for years. Zubel leans over and gives a bemused chuckle. Seriously, dude? Should I say, yeah, I suck? I'm not gonna say it's not like yours any better. I'm not gonna do that. But I feel like I could say pretty sad, huh? But it's my best work. Zubel seems to respect me for admitting it. Well, I don't think you're winning any art contests anytime soon, but you can always ask me or Gangle for help. You know what? I appreciate you. Zubel reaches over to my paper and adds a few perspective lines and a bit of shading. It's like they see something in the picture that I don't. And from the few details they add, it transforms from a child's drawing to something that actually looks like a high school student put effort into it. Okay, nice.
Time's up. Let's see everyone's art.
We set all 3 of our pieces on the table in the center of the art room. We all take a moment to look at one another's art. Gangle's drawn an anime-style mascot, waving 2 flags with the school crest on them, jumping up and down saying please visit the school culture fair. Zubel has drawn a series of geometric figures and tessellations in different colors, but when you look at it at the right angle, it spells out culture fair. Okay, creative. I have drawn a few stick figures enthusiastically, pointing at a box-shaped school with a few perspective and shading lines added, making it half respectable. It takes a moment for me to realize Gangle and Zubel are looking at me. Oh shoot, they expect me to pick my favorite? Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I knocked this one out the park. I'm kidding. Zubel, you got the coolest design. Zubel blushes a bit. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. rubbing their arm before looking away. Well, I think we all did a good job. They pause, except for Danish. You didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. Gangle giggles as Zubel points out my lackluster drawing.
I don't know, it's kind of cute.
Cute because it looks like a 5-year-old drew it. Dang! I swallow my pride and laugh with them. We laugh until the bell rings to dismiss afternoon classes. Well, I hated today a lot less than I thought I would. They look at me, gratitude in their eyes. Thanks for hanging out with us, Danish. They say before heading out, I should probably go grab my things too. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's events, and I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar figure walks up to me. Oh, hey, Danish, you still here? I nod, clutching my books. Well, since you're still here, want to walk back with me? Yeah, Zubel, that sounds nice. Cool. Their voice is completely nonplussed, but I can tell they're happy I said yes. So where's Gangle? Because I would have thought that Zubel and Gangle would be just stuck together. Zubel and I make our way out the front doors of the school. I walk to the curb, trying to find a comfortable seat on the sidewalk as I wait for my parents to pick me up. What are you doing? They give me a weird look. Waiting for my parents to pick me up, duh. Zubel seems only more confused by my answer. Danish, how old are you? I laugh. That's a weird question to ask. I begin to count on my fingers, only to realize I somehow forgot how old I am. Bro, imagine I'm actually like, I don't know, 62 years old or something. How did I forget how old I am? It's not important. How old are you? Zubel raises an eye at my response, but lets it slide. I'm 22. I'm completely bamboozled by Zubel's respousal. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Did it actually say that? Did I mess that up or did it actually say that? Zubel's respousal. What the freak? Bamboozled? I shake my head. Well, I'm probably an appropriate age to be picked up by my parents. Zubel sighs, pinching where the bridge of their nose would be with their claw hand. Danish, I don't know how you didn't notice this, but there literally is no outside world. Just the school and the dorms. Dorms? Yeah, I mean, I still don't like Caine, but at least he gave us all individualized rooms just a little off campus. And that was... Zubel pauses to make sure their next words aren't too complimentary towards Caine. Decent of him. That's so funny. Zubel is like, I will never compliment that freaking jaw. They seem satisfied with their word choice. But my parents, I was dropped off by them this morning. It feels as real as my name and my last school. Danish. They give me a look of pity. Seriously, try to remember any concrete details about your life outside the school. I try, but all I get is a splitting headache. The harder I try, the worse the pain. I got nothing. Yeah, something happens to our memory when we come to this school. Come on, let's get you to your room before it gets much colder out. Zubel takes my wrist in their hand and leads me to the dorms. Alright, which room is yours? Each door has so much personality, I can instantly tell who is probably staying in each. The red and blue door is probably Pomni's, the door crisscrossed with caution tape could belong to Jax, and the ranch door reminds me of Ragatha for some reason. We also pass a dark, sleek door with bright geometric shapes on it. Your room? Yep. They're quick with their response, but not curt. Clearly, Zubel is more interested in finding my room than making small talk right now. Unlike all the other fancy doors, mine turns out to be a plain oak door. We know it's mine thanks to a brass nameplate with my name on it. Well, you want to check it out? Yeah, let's see what Caine cooked up for me. Hey! Let's see. I pop open the door, looking inside expectantly. And it sucks. If I had to describe this room in one word, it would be inoffensive or boring. All the walls are painted a plain shade of white. My mattress is gray with a thick duvet embroidered with the school emblem folded on top. 2 pillows also sit on my bed. At the desk sits a pile of paper, a set of blue and black pens, a handful of sharpened pencils, and a computer that looks like it was plucked out of an office in the 80s. It's... Zubel pauses to find appropriate words. Just be blunt. Roomy? I turn to them for a moment before bursting into laughter. You could say that again. I can't hide my grin at Zubel actually trying to be nice. It's the emptiest room I've ever seen in my life. It's literally so boring, it's funny. Zubel starts chuckling too. Yeah, I don't know what you did to off Caine, but he must have decided to give you the most boring room he could think of. We laugh at the sheer hilarity of my unfortunate room for a few minutes. Well, the room sucks, but if you give me a few minutes, I'll whip up something to make it less plain. Really? Sounds like a plan. I guess I'll unpack my backpack and see if I can rearrange things to give the room some more personality. Good luck. Zubel snorts as they leave my room. I close the door. There isn't much to work with, but I managed to arrange the pens in a neat little pyramid. Wow. And start trying to sketch something to put on the wall. That's all you got? A few minutes later, someone slides a paper under my door. I pick it up. Whoa, wow. Zubel has done a self-portrait in a neo-cubist style, incorporating various geometric shapes to make an interesting background to their self-portrait. Wow, I search around in my desk and manage to find a thumbtack. I pin Zubel's drawing to my wall and remind myself to thank them for the art next time we talk. Spending the day with Zubel was actually really nice despite our rocky start. I hope I can spend more time with them in the future. I lay down on my bed, defeated by the day. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on, as if overridden by some remote console. The room to my dorm flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinkler. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters, my little children. Principal Caine announces from what sounds like the hallway. Ah, well, time to investigate. Caine, what the f*** trying to pull this late at night? Aha, Zubel! His laugh is fast, forced, and manic, as if he's used to this treatment, but none too pleased by it. You're lucky I even let you get sleep. This he blurts out in a harsh monotone, before recovering his cheery demeanor. I'm here because even with the culture fair pulling in new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to, which is why I've secured us a sponsorship. He stretches out the last word, using some sort of effect to apply an ethereal reverb to his words. Without further ado, I introduce you all to... A drum roll plays. The Wacky Watch! You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their product. But now we have the perfect setting, teen drama.
But rare results, I'm actually...
Now, Gangle! I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my absolute shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did it get there?
What in the...
And don't try removing them either. They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special adhesive. And if you do try to remove them, I'll blow you up. I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wristwatch stays affixed, her gloves stretching like a rubber band as she pulls at the watch. Ragatha just looks down with a resigned sigh. Caine, I can't remove the arm with the Wacky Watch, what the f***? Principal Caine ignores our complaints as he continues his monologue. You see, my little turtle doves, my little sweet water bottles, my soft toilet papers. In order to secure the funding we need to make it to day 5 and the culture fair, I need you wearing the Wacky Watches at all times. Luckily, I secured a deal where I won't need all of you to do ad reads, but it is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your Wacky Watches. Good luck with the school life. Can't wait to see what you do with the culture fair. Bye! He stretches out the last syllable as his body folds in on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight. Well, I know it isn't ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. Should make communicating about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters and falls from her face. Tears well up in her eyes.
I don't want a Wacky Watch.
Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up.
Well, I think it could be useful. And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw.
Pomni goes over to Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat feature. Aww.
That is kind of nice.
Gangle sniffles. Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Now let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. Everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? I decide to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take out his frustration on.
I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. I check my Wacky watch. Got a text from Zubel. Looks like they haven't updated their profile picture. I hate this thing. I know, I hate it too. But at least we can talk without being in the same room. Yeah, that is nice, I guess. Still though, it's pretty late. Want to text more tomorrow? Yeah. It's the most blandest conversation I have had in this game so far. I almost pull my covers up, but my Wacky watch lights up with a few more texts. And thanks for everything today. For sitting with me and humoring me. And for helping me smooth things over with Gangle. And for being cool when we made fun of your art. Okay, I didn't know Zubel was this talkative. You seem like a really cool person, and I hope you keep spending time with the art club. Even if you can't draw for It appears that whatever censor Caine has applied to the school also works on our Wacky watches. Ah well, I send Zubel a laughing crying emoji before pulling up the covers and getting to sleep. As I get to sleep in my bland and empty room, my thoughts drift to Zubel. Our relationship was off to a rocky start, but I'm glad I stuck with them. I really hope we can spend more time together tomorrow. Day 1, complete. I yawn as I awake in my room. The clock on my Wacky watch says it's morning, but the only way I can tell is from the sliver of sunlight peeking from under my door. I slide my school-issued pajamas off and look in the closet. A series of perfectly pressed school uniforms are there, with a little tag on the sleeve of the nearest one. I take a closer look. Looks like Caine has left me a note.
Hi, Danish, this is Principal Caine. As part of your stay at our lovely academy, you've been provided a set of uniforms free of charge. The price of your dorm is also included in your tuition payment. Well, there's no accounting for taste, my young student. Zubel's a thorny one, but if anyone can get through to them, it's you. If you can get Zubel engaged in the culture fair, well, I'd be one happy principal/AI companion.
Cool. As I pull my uniform over my Wacky watch, I glance down at it. I have a text from Zubel.
Wanna walk to school together? You ready, Danish?
Zubel casts a glance around, looking a bit guilty.
Oh no, is Zubel guilty because they're not walking with Gangle?
What's up?
I normally walk to school with Gangle, but I guess she'll be fine on her own. Whatever the reason, Gangle walking to school really concerns Zubel. Oh my goodness, Jax is gonna hound Gangle. Maybe we should wait for Gangle? I think we should wait for Gangle. Let's wait for Gangle. I just feel like that, I don't know. I got a bad feeling if we don't wait for Gangle. I did like the idea of walking to school alone with Zubel, but I completely respect them wanting to make sure their friend feels included. Especially considering the way Jax sometimes acts around Gangle, you know? We can go get Gangle too. You sure you're okay with that? Yeah, the more the merrier. Thank you, Danish. They give me an appreciative nod. I can see this means a lot to Zubel as we make our way to Gangle's door. Zubel knocks on her door. Gangle quickly exits her room, waving to me.
Hi guys, thank you for waiting for me.
Gangle is the image of contentment, a warm grin on her comedy mask as she walks over to me, her head held high next to Zubel. Let's get going. I nod. We exit the dorms and head towards the school. There's a bite of early autumn chill in the air as we make our way to the school.
I hate how little light these uniforms are.
Gangle manages through chattering teeth. Zubel is visibly shivering too. Even though their uniform is a long sleeve shirt and full pants, it's clear the fabric isn't thick enough. I can feel every breeze as well in my uniform. Just another way for Caine to torment us here. Well, why can't we have fall uniforms? Zubel looks at me, because nobody told Caine about fall uniforms, and he didn't design any for us. After exchanging a look, we all race to the relative comfort of the school's internal heating system.
That's much better.
Zubel nods. You guys ready to head to homeroom? We both nod. Good. We make our way to class, but before we step in, Zubel motions for Gangle to go inside, taking me to the side. So, hey, I really appreciate you letting me bring Gangle along on our walk. I know you probably didn't plan for that, and I only texted you about me, but It means a lot to me that you value my friends too. Why not? Of course, you know why? I'm not gonna be a villain here. What kind of person would I be if I tried to control who you walk to school with? Still, it really does mean a lot to me. You're really cool, Danish. I feel my cheeks heat up at the compliment. Thank you? You know, we should head in, right? I scratch my neck awkwardly. Zubel nods in agreement. I take my seat between Gangle and Zubel. Time to spend another day with the art group in this crazy school. I joined Zubel and Gangle to get some much needed work done in the art room. This time, Zubel is sitting right next to me. Their eyes are glued to the page as I attempt art. Oh boy. I start with a few lines and try just drawing shapes. How is that going to help with the art festival? There's a mix of annoyance and curiosity in their voice as they lean over my shoulder. I'm trying here! Zubel gives off this sort of... I don't know how to fully describe it. I guess I could call it a warm aura? Just being around Zubel makes me feel a little happier and safer. No wonder Gangle orbits them like a moon. I try spicing up my drawing a few thick lines connecting the various shapes. What the heck? Are you drawing me? Are we? I glance down. Oops. As my pen idly drifted across the page, drawing a triangle, a couple of circles, a potato, a spindly leg, and a boot, I ended up drawing a half-competent portrait of the person sitting next to me. Oh, whoop. Sorry, I let my mind wander and the first thing I thought of was you? You know? I mean, do you like it? We both blush as we make eye contact. It's like some kind of staring contest, our faces inches apart, the air between us electric with some unspoken tension. Whoa, that's quick. I break first, turning away. Well, it's not bad. And I sort of like it. Oh, really? Zubel reaches a hand over and picks up my drawing before sliding it into their backpack. Yeah, but I'm not part of the culture festival. So for now, I'm taking this, so Gangle doesn't think you're not working on the culture festival. You know, it would hurt her feelings if you weren't focused. Right. As excuses go, it's weak. But I'm not bold enough to brave the awkwardness of confronting them on the obvious lie, you know? Hey, just admit, you like my art. Come on now. Instead, I keep drawing. No matter how much art I try or how much I improve, I can't stop thinking of Zubel. When I draw them intentionally, it never comes out quite right. When I don't try, when I just let my mind drift, and I think about Zubel, I can make a few half-decent drawings of them. Even as I work on my Zubel portraits, I make sure to draw the occasional art in support of the culture fair. Dang, I'm obsessed already. I'm obsessed with Zubel already. I'm about as obsessed with Zubel as Gangle is about Ragatha. Mostly big bubble letters saying, culture fair, woo! Or drawings of stick figures talking about how excited they are for the culture fair. I eventually go back to one of my drawings of Zubel, adding a sign in their hand that says, go to the culture fair. I finish my art, stealing glances at Zubel. They steal a glance at me every once in a while too. Whenever our gazes accidentally meet though, Zubel rolls their eyes and points back to my art. Fine. Two can play at that game. Come on now, lock eyes with me. I don't think it's much of a stretch to say neither of us are really focusing on the art right now. What is this tension? The bell to dismiss class rings and Gangle stands up from her corner of the room.
Okay guys, let's all show a few pieces of art we're really proud of, and we can see which ones we want to hang up for the culture fair.
I rifle around in my art, realizing I used a lot more paper doing different portraits of Zubel than I meant to. I picked the art of Zubel holding up a sign saying, join us for the culture fair, and a few silly stick figure comics I drew about the importance of participating in school activities. Gangle is first to present her art, an assortment of cute anime characters excited for the culture fair. Zubel takes the second slot. Their art is a series of different styles. Their impressionist and neo-cubist work is really cool. There is one with thick inked lines reading, join us for the culture festival, with dark flowers surrounding the lettering. That one is my favorite by far. I stand up in front of I stand up in front of Gangle and Zubel for my turn. My throat dries. I try to present my stick figure comics about the culture fair. Gangle wears a smile of delicate enthusiasm as she tries to come up with something positive to say. Zubel doesn't even try, alternating between laughing and pinching where their nose would be in mock annoyance. Danish, You should really apply your... I interrupt them by revealing my portrait of Zubel holding a sign. They're both stunned for a moment.
That is a lot better than your other art!
Gangle applauds my achievement. Thank you. Thank you. Zubel blushes and averts their gaze. Yeah, it's not good enough to put up, but it beats your stick figures, I guess.
No, Zubel. This is totally good enough.
Before either of us can stop her, Gangle snatches the drawing from my hands, pinning it on the board in the art room.
Danish, it's clear to me you've been holding out on us. Tomorrow, I want to see at least 6 more this good.
She's putting on her manager role, you know, from that one episode. Gangle gives me a serious look. I nod with a gulp. Gangle then pauses and gives us both a look.
Oh, Zubel, I almost forgot. Agatha wants to walk with me today and talk about the art for the culture fair. I can't join you today for the walk home. Maybe Danish can.
Is that okay with you, Zubel? Yeah, sure. Is there an undertone of excitement in Zubel's voice? I don't even know what Zubel would sound like if Zubel was excited. Zubel walks me home. Even though we've only spent a couple of days together, conversation comes with surprising ease. We begin to catch up on our lives outside of the school. So, Zubel, how'd you get so good at art? I used to be a tattoo artist before I came here. Oh, I forgot about that. Wow, really? Yeah, that's actually where my interest in art came from. Sometimes when I hang out with Gangle in the art club, I just sort of channel my time as a tattoo artist or draw something I remember doing for a client. You know, I always wanted to get a tattoo. Y'all, do y'all think I would look cool with a tattoo? Like right on my forehead. Really? That's not super true. I'm actually pretty scared of pain and needles. That's literally me. But Zubel just seems so cool that it would feel lame to admit that. Yeah, I always wanted to get a tattoo from one of my favorite animes. Low-key though, if I did get a tattoo, like for real. If I did get a tattoo, I would get some Mario ones and I would get some Genshin ones. I would love to get tattoos of those. Maybe even a Danganronpa one. I don't know. Zubel snorts at the mention of anime. Is anime not cool? Or, you know, something. Zubel notices the change in my demeanor. No, I can do a tattoo from an anime. I just laughed because you sounded so excited talking about getting an anime tattoo that you reminded me of Gangle. Gangle watches anime? That explains her manga-like art style. She's cooler than I thought. I don't have a tattoo gun here though. Aw, that's too bad. I breathe a sigh of relief. I could still do a tattoo though. Sort of. How can you do a tattoo without a tattoo gun? Pomnia actually gifted me a henna kit. I have no idea where she got it, but I could probably do something for you. I think about it. Do you still have to use a needle? Nah, it's kind of like just dyeing your skin. I can just prepare the paste and wait a few hours, then draw a tattoo. That sounds like the best of both worlds. I nod eagerly. It would be really cool to get to have your art on me forever. Zubel turns away from me. Well, you know, henna tattoos only last like 3 weeks tops anyways, so. But I can try to think of something to do for you. I nod again as Zubel recovers their cool, turning back to me and nodding approvingly. Yeah, I'll definitely come up with something. The dye takes a while to prepare though, so I'll probably have to prepare it one morning, then keep you after school to do the tattoo. I shrug. Sounds fine to me. Zubel nods and we reach the dorms. All right, I don't want things to end just now though. Hey, Zubel. What's up? You wanna, I don't know, canoodle? Why is my mouth so dry? Wanna, keep hanging out? Zubel pauses a moment before nodding. Yeah, I didn't have any plans after school. Let's hang out. Yes! Cool. I'm chill. I'm nonchalant. I'll drop my stuff off in my room and meet you in the lounge. Yep. All right. I practically sprint to drop my backpack and English textbook off in my room before heading to the lounge. Zubel arrives a few moments later. I sit on the couch and Zubel comes over and sits next to me. We sit there awkwardly for a moment. I realize I wanted to keep hanging out with Zubel, but don't have any idea of what to do. This is really awkward. After a few seconds, Zubel breaks the silence. So, Danish, did you have anything you wanted to talk about? They trail off. I rack my brain to think of something. Cold weather we're having. Zubel snorts. I guess so. Anything else you wanted to talk about? I keep trying to think of things to bring up, but everything I think of seems lame. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything. My cheeks burn red with embarrassment. I wanted to look cool and hang out with Zubel, and now that we're together, I can't think about anything that seems worthy of your time! Well, if you don't have any ideas, maybe I can show you where I like to hang out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm fumbling. That comes out a little louder than I meant. I mean, that's cool. Zubel chuckles before going over to a small broom closet and opening it. You like to hang out in the closet? I tilt my head in confusion. Maybe the new cool trend is hanging out in broom closets? I almost question them when they kneel down and push a false door out from behind some cleaning supplies. Oh, okay. See, I thought there was gonna be some meaning there. Like the hiding in the closet. I don't know. They lead me down a cramped spiral staircase that goes underneath the lounge. The spiral staircase leads down to a room with antique furniture. What? A countertop and an assortment of liquors? The way I didn't know this place existed? Is this a... Welcome to the speakeasy. Antique lighting fixtures hang from the ceiling. In the back corner, there's even a pool table and a dartboard. I opt to take a seat at the counter. Zubel steps behind the counter without further ado. After I worked as a tattoo artist, I started working as a bartender. They're full of surprises, all right. This place is so cool. I'm surprised Principal Caine lets us have a bar in the school. Zubel shrugs. I don't think it's supposed to be here. Basically, only I know about this place. Well, I guess now, basically just you and me. I feel honored to share this secret with Zubel.
Thanks for showing me this place.
No problem. I think Caine meant for this to be part of a different adventure, but he got confused or forgot where he placed it, so now we just have a secret bar underneath the lounge. I'm not sure what they mean by a different adventure, but I decide to not question too much. Yeah, because I think I'm not aware that this is just one of the adventures in the whole digital circus. You know what I mean? So, can you make me a drink? I can make any drink. For a second, I think of a drink my uncle used to order. It was called a corn cob blitz and involved some sort of yellow liquor served with a corn cob. That just sounds nasty, to be honest. Why would I want to drink something that tastes like corn? But then I think of something better. I'll just have a cosmopolitan. Sure thing. In no time at all, Zubel has prepared my requested drink and set it in front of me. Here goes. I down the drink. It goes down smooth. Zubel really knows what they're doing behind that counter. So how about you, mysterious new kid? What's your story? Oh, you know, I come from a humble apartment in the inner city. We grew up with two parents who worked full-time to support us. The alcohol and the cosmopolitan hits me all at once. They always had these big plans for me. Oh yeah? Zubel leans forward. Yep, since I was little, they always put me in extracurricular lessons and found camps for me to go to in the summer. Zubel nods. Another drink? Yeah, another Cosmo, please. Zubel mixes one up for me in record time and I down it again. Honestly, it got kind of exhausting. I was either studying for school or taking lessons with tutors. Felt like they didn't even want me home sometimes. Zubel nods sympathetically. My mom was always saying I was meant for great things, and I just had to keep trying out different things until I found out what that was. Sounds stressful. I nod. You don't know the half of it. Another drink? I nod again. I'm about to get drunk. Dang, it's only day 2. Keep the cosmos coming. Zubel mixes me another one and hands it to me. I guess all those lessons paid off though. I got really good at piano. Piano? Zubel looks surprised at my confession. Yep, classically trained. What's wrong with piano? Nothing, but my parents wouldn't let up once they found out about it. Every day after school was lessons, meetings with tutors, practicing compositions. Then it was recitals and competitions. I actually enjoyed playing the piano, but they made it my whole life. Zubel shakes their head. That sounds unbearable. Sounds like your passion was turned into a chore. Exactly. You're the only one I've told about it. 3 cosmopolitans into the night and my vision is swimming. Well, I'm glad you're comfortable enough to tell me. You're so cool, Zuby. I wish I was cool like you. I always feel so silly around you. What are you saying, Danish? They won't quite meet my gaze. I don't know, I always just get all nervous and my mouth gets all dry and I can't look at you in the eyes and I can't think of cool things to say to you when I'm near you. I pause for a moment. Is that weird? The blush on their face is apparent, even in my drunken stupor. I guess not. Anyways, Danish, why are you acting so weird? Weird? I'm not weird. Though I am a bit hurt by being called weird. I'm just drunk. Danish, there's no alcohol in the drinks I've been serving you. Wait, so what? What? So what? I'm just acting like this to act like this? Oh, I am weird. Oh, I'm a weirdo. Oh my goodness, now I'm embarrassed. Now I have the secondhand embarrassment. Oh my goodness. What? Caine is a weirdo, but even he knows you shouldn't have alcohol on school grounds. This is like a rec room with a bar aesthetic. It's not a real bar. Now it's my turn to be embarrassed as my sobriety comes rushing back to me. Why did that even happen? Why did that even happen? Was it a placebo effect? Like, because I was convinced that there was alcohol in it, that it made me think I was drunk? Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. Ugh, what was I even saying? Telling Zubel they make me feel, well, the way they make me feel? Zubel, I'm sorry. I looked down at my Wacky watch. Would you look at the time? Oh shoot, I forgot to do my homework. Danish, wait, but their plea falls on deaf ears. Oh yeah, I would run so fast. I'm halfway up the stairs by the time I hear them and on a route directly back to my room. When I do get to my room, I notice I have a few unread messages from Zubel. I don't even want to read it right now. I'm so serious. I have so much secondhand embarrassment right now. So, hey, I didn't mean to call you weird. I was just, nervous. I thought you knew the drinks I was serving, you didn't have alcohol in them. But I'm sorry for not telling you. I don't think you're weird. I'm sorry. Oh, thank God. I wait a bit, thinking out my response. I'm sorry, Zubel. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. You can forget what I was saying. I think I was just feeling sort of confused and weird. There's a moment before they respond. I didn't hate the things you were saying. Just so you know. My heart starts beating in double time. Oh. Good. 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 There's a pause. Anyways, you were right. It's getting late. I'm going to get some shut-eye. Do you still want to walk to school together tomorrow? Maybe you could tell me more about your piano playing. I can't contain my excitement, but thankfully I'm hidden from view, so nobody can see me kicking my feet in the air like a lovesick schoolgirl. Yeah, I'd like that. I roll over and fall into a fitful sleep, too excited about what tomorrow might hold to get any real rest. Yeah, that was the most awkward thing to go through. My alarm blares as I wake up. I get out of bed and pull on my uniform and brush my teeth and check my Wacky watch. Should be able to make it out of the room in time to join Zubel and Gangle on their morning walk. As I finish up brushing my teeth, I hear a knock at my door. Hey Danish, you ready? Coming! I call out, finishing up and grabbing my backpack and opening the door. Wait a minute! This is the first time our character is brushing their teeth. In every other route, we never brushed our teeth. Never. This protagonist, this one, in this route, they really want to impress Zubel. Oh, they said we're gonna make sure our breath is fresh. Okay? I call out, finishing up, grabbing my backpack and opening the door. Zubel is leaning against the doorframe. Well, good to see at least you're still here. Huh? Zubel kicks off my doorframe, starting to walk into the cool morning air. I follow after them. I went to Gangle's door first, but she wasn't answering. We almost always go to school together. They're putting on a cool facade, but I can see some worry in Zubel's gaze. So why not just wait up for her? I say, shivering as the late autumn cool sets in. If we wait any longer, we'll be late. And I really don't want to hear what Caine would have to say about that. I shrug, but nod as we walk to school. I guess that is his job as the principal, though. Zubel rolls their eyes. Yeah, but Caine is just annoying about it. They heave a big sigh. He just finds you no matter where you are and won't stop asking you why you aren't at school or just teleports you there anyways. There's basically zero places to hide from him, though I found that cool speakeasy under the lounge while I was looking for a place he couldn't find me. Wow, sounds like they really don't want to be here. But Caine made it a lot more trouble than it was worth, so I shoved to class just to get him off my back. It's the only way to get him to leave me alone during the free time he lets us have. Well, that's probably not the best attitude to take towards your education, but now doesn't seem like the good time to bring that sort of thing up. Still, I can't help but think that Zubel was the kind of person my parents warned me about. I'm hoping they were right. I ignore any perceived red flags as I break into a light jog to keep up with Zubel on the way in. Maybe Gangle just went early. You know, maybe, hopefully Jax didn't get to her. So that's pretty much my story. They turn to me. How about you, Danish? Weren't you telling me about your piano playing yesterday? Yeah, before I confessed to having a crush on Zubel. Hopefully they forgot about that last part though. That's okay. I maybe said too much yesterday. I say, turning away to hide my blushing face. Zubel shrugs. You don't have anything to worry about. But I won't make you talk about anything you aren't comfortable. Suddenly we hear a faint, high-pitched wailing. In the distance, I spy a familiar figure. Is that Gangle? Zubel turns to me, the same thought in their eyes as they race forward. Gangle, what's going on? I sprint to match Zubel's pace. Oh my goodness, he looks creepy. Bro, I knew Jax got to her. The scene that greets us is Gangle in her tragedy mask. Bro, it's too early to be breaking her comedy mask. Jax stands in front of her wearing a sadistic smirk as he dangles her comedy mask just out of reach. Jax, give it back! She wails. Come on, Gangle. I just caught your mask before you broke it. Don't I get a thanks? He leans forward, his venomous smirk widening on his smug face. Jax, please just give it back. She leaps into the air, the tips of her ribbons brushing against the comedy mask before Jax holds it even higher. He chuckles as she stumbles. Wow, you almost got it that time. Zubel walks right up to Jax, arms folded. Jax, give it back. Jax turns, giving them an annoyed glance. Why should I? Stop being an hole. Jax scowls at Zubel. Me and Gangle are just playing a game, Zubel. Go inside and stop ruining the fun. Gangle doesn't look like she's having fun. Gangle nods her assent to Zubel's observation. Jax rolls his eyes. You want the mask back, Gangle? Gangle nods. Sadly, he's gonna break it. Jax extends the mask to her, but just as she reaches for it, he whips his arm around and hurls it into the air like a frisbee. Whoops, hand slipped. He says in a bored monotone. Jax! They shout furious. Look at the time, I gotta get to class. Don't wanna be late. He looks at Zubel. Don't want Caine on my case about not showing up. You know how that is. He grins sardonically at Zubel before he walks inside, leaving the three of us at the entrance. Gangle chokes out a sob. He's such a... Sorry, Zubel. Gangle interrupts them. I just wanted to be early to school today so I could work on the art for the culture festival. But I ran into Jax and I almost tripped and then he took my comedy mask and... She blubbers, beginning to lose control of herself. Zubel puts a comforting claw on her shoulder. None of what happened is your fault, Gangle. I'll go find your comedy mask. Go to class so you don't get marked late. Gangle pauses a moment, hesitant to accept Zubel's generosity, before relenting with a grateful nod, pulling herself together just enough to head to class. Zubel turns to me. You should get to class too, Danish. We're both almost late as is. What? I'm not gonna say catch you later, Zubel. Why would I do that? No way I'm letting you look for Gangle's mask alone. For a moment, a look of surprise pieces Zubel's usual facade. But it's for the shortest of expressions, and I'm pretty sure if I blinked at the wrong time, I wouldn't have even been able to prove their expression changed at all. See yourself, Caine isn't going to be easy on you though. I nod, playing things cool as we walk in the general direction that Jax tossed Gangle's mask. Hopefully it's not broken. I scan my surroundings, seeing if the mask is lying on the ground or perhaps caught in the branches of a tree. Her masks are pretty fragile. I just hope it's still in one piece. Me too. Zubel's expression contorts in anger, clenching their claw hand. I could wring Jax's neck for the way he treats Gangle. Well, at least you stand up to him. I mean, someone has to. They try to brush me off, but I don't relent. No, seriously, I mean, it's really cool of you to stand up for Gangle like that. She's lucky to have a friend like you. Zubel blushes a bit. You think so? Totally. Anybody who has a friend like you to stand up for them is really lucky, you know? I give them a smile. Zubel's blush intensifies as they turn away. Well, you know, it's just that, I just stand up to him because nobody else will. Which is what makes it so impressive, Zubel. Danish, I'm really not all that. Before they can continue, I notice the light glinting off something in the distance. Hey, wait, is that? Zubel turns relieved at the momentary distraction. Gangle's comedy mask. As we near the area where the light is glinting off the mask, we see where it landed. Oh, the mask is floating in the school swimming pool. which just so happened to be locked this morning and is surrounded by a wire fence. I didn't even know there was a pool here. The school has an outdoor pool? Zubel shrugs. Yeah, it's for swim team practice in the summers. I didn't even know we had a swim team. Zubel has already begun to scale the fence, making their way to the other side before I can even start climbing. They bend over at the pool's edge, eyes following Gangle's comedy mask as it floats lazily across the surface of the pool. Ugh, too far out to reach. As I make my way over the fence, Zubel looks around for something to catch the mask with. There's gotta be a net or something around. I should just go get it. I ain't gonna lie, let me just jump in. It's probably really cold though. Low key, it's probably really cold. I'm gonna still do it. I say before I can think of what it would mean to follow through on that. No way, Danish, that water has to be free. Before Zubel can talk me out of it, I'm stripping down to my underwear. Oh. Zubel averts their gaze. Oh, whoa. Hey, Danish, nobody wants to see that. Put your uniform back on.
I feel like you want to see that though. Are you sure nobody wants to see that? Are you sure nobody wants to see that?
I'll be quick. I give a nervous smile. The words are as much to steal my own resolve as they are to reassure Zubel. It's now or never. I take a deep breath and dive headfirst into the frigid water. And it sure as heck is frigid. I bite back a curse as the sheer cold assaults my body from every angle. The cold hits all my limbs at once. When I surface, I have to bite back a swear. It is a little chilly. I manage through chattering teeth. Zubel gives me an incredulous look, barely able to look at my barely clothed form. I told you not to. I swim forward as fast as I can. I'm not a great swimmer though, so it's more of a desperate flail as I make my way towards Gangle's comedy mask. Okay, now why would you jump in and you can't swim? The cool porcelain of the mask brushes my fingertips. With a few more strokes, I manage to grab it. Gotcha! I cry out triumphant as I make a beeline for the pool's edge. Zubel lends me a hand, still averting their gaze as they help me out of the pool. Danish, you're crazy, you know that, right? However cold the water is, the autumn wind is even colder. Zubel blushes as they occasionally glance at me standing there in my soaking wet underwear. Oh my goodness. It just gets worse and worse, or better and better. I don't know which one to choose. Is this worse or is this better? And you know what the crazy thing is? Wet underwear, it's like more see-through. So Zubel's seeing everything. Zubel's seeing all the bits and pieces. I'll get you a towel, okay, Danish? That would be really nice. I chatter. Zubel disappears for a moment in the nearby shed before bringing out an armful of towels. They drape one across my shoulders as I wrap other towels about my head and body. Why did you do that? They laugh, incredulous. Ooh, new angle? I try to be quick about drying myself off. You think if I get dry quick enough, we can, make it to class? Probably, maybe? Zubel shakes their head, cutting me off. We're already late to class, just take your time. I sigh. Sorry, Zubel, I know you said Caine annoys you when you don't show up. They shrug. I don't really care about that right now. They look at me judging by Zubel's eyes. I think they might actually be grinning. That's true, we can't tell whether Zubel grins or not because Zubel has no mouth. Actually, I just realized something. We can't kiss Zubel. We can't kiss Zubel. I actually kind of had fun. I smile back, drying myself off before changing back into my uniform. By the time we make our way back into the school building, the lunch bell is ringing. Guess we missed first period. My parents would be so ashamed of me if they could see me right now. Zubel, however, seems unbothered, giving a bored shrug at the news. Oh well. As we walk back to homeroom, we see Gangle heading out. I produce Gangle's comedy mask, handing it over to her. Hey Gangle, here you go. Sorry about Jax this morning. She looks up at me with a gentle smile, her ribbons pressed together in a gesture of gratitude. Well, thank you guys. She takes the mask, affixing it to her face, before giving us a big smile. Was it too hard to find? Zubel and I exchange a glance. Zubel lets out an awkward chuckle. Just be careful with it, okay? Gangle is already turning to walk to the art room. Now that everything's fixed, let's start working on art for the culture festival. Well, I'm glad she bounced back so quickly. Zubel and I follow her. Wait, we're not gonna eat? I'm hungry! We're just getting set up to start working on our art as Ragatha pokes her head into the art room. Hey guys! She gives us a friendly wave and a smile before turning to Zubel. Zubel, can I, talk to you? She asked, nervous at the perceived imposition of her own request. Zubel shrugs neutrally. What's up? Zubel gets up, but from where they and Ragatha are standing, I can hear everything. So, Caine dropped a lot of things on my plate at the last minute. Apparently, he wants a live music performance at the culture fair. Zubel rolls their eyes, sighing. Of course he does. You told him we were busy working on the art, right? Well, I tried, but you know how Caine can be sometimes. She gives Zubel a hopeful look, but Zubel still seems pretty annoyed. Okay, good luck with that, I guess. Zubel turns to walk away, but Ragatha wasn't finished. I was hoping you could, help me, maybe? Zubel turns, giving Ragatha an irritated look. You could, you know, She makes a gesture with her hands. Absolutely not. Irritation begins to blossom into genuine contempt as Ragatha insists on the compromise. Come on, Zubel, please. Well, I've had enough of pretending I can't hear this conversation. Hey, Zubel, what's Ragatha talking about? Zubel's eyes narrow for a moment, glaring at Ragatha before turning to me. Well, she wants me to. They pause a moment, heaving an annoyed sigh. She wants me to play the drums for the school festival. You play drums? Before Zubel can respond, Ragatha interjects. Yes, Zubel's really good. Ragatha offers Zubel a sweet smile. And I'm not playing them. Zubel turns to Ragatha. Besides, Ragatha can take care of it herself. She plays violin or something like that. Cello, actually, Ragatha says, kick it at the ground, and clearly a bit disappointed. Well, we can work with something here, you know. I play the piano, and Gangle... I turn to Gangle, who's watching us all, a single eyebrow cocked. Gangle plays something too, right? No, Gangle doesn't play anything. Gangle says, withdrawing into herself. Are we sure about that? I shrug. Well, we can still do something like, piano, drums, and cello, right? Ragatha nods with unrestrained enthusiasm, turning to face Zubel. We can totally do something with that. Great idea, Danish. Zubel still seems a bit skeptical. But, Gangle, you know, it isn't fair for us to just abandon her to take care of art alone, right? Well, I can always do art at the practice. She offers a timid smile to Ragatha. I'll just bring my supplies. Zubel's eyes go wide, realizing they are now at risk of being pulled into this live music endeavor. I mean, surely we can't. You know what's funny? The culture festival changes every route. There's something new in every route. Thank you for understanding, Gangle. This is going to be so much fun. Ragatha talks over Zubel, swooning at the thought of performing live music as a trio. Yay! Ragatha wastes no time, taking Zubel and I by our wrists as she heads to a room decorated with various clefs and notes, stylized like sheet music. Gangle follows with a timid smile and lugging a cart of art supplies. Oh, this is different. When Ragatha opens the door, I can see a piano set up against the wall. In the corner, a sparkly red drum set sits. Zubel's eyes widen a moment. I'm honestly surprised they have a drum set in the first place. Ragatha nods, excited, before whispering to me. Yeah, I had to ask Caine for that. I make my way, running my fingers across the keys. It has been a while since I played. Zubel sits down at the drum set, hesitant. Gangle finds an empty desk, setting her papers down and starting on her art. I press a few keys and practice a few chords, and Zubel prods the cymbals on their kit with a drumstick. So, are we thinking of doing an original song? I know I've been thinking of... Zubel lifts their drumstick up, striking their cymbals so hard that Ragatha leaps in surprise. Oh, good to see you're interested now, Zubel. So, I was thinking of... Zubel launches into a heavy drum beat, steadily pounding the bass drum as they strike the cymbal. Hey, yeah, I was thinking of... She tries to shout over the drums, but gives up. But to be honest, I really like the beat that Zubel is laying down. Yeah. Add some piano now, come on. I start trying to play a few chords to accompany it. Hey. Yeah. Wait. Huh. Ragatha gives us a hesitant look before shrugging, pulling her bow across her cello to improvise a melody to match the chords I'm playing. Let's see, we're all putting energy into the performance, but Ragatha's melody doesn't match my chord progression very well. And sometimes Zubel launches into an improvised solo. Yeah, this sounds like a jumbled mess, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know how a cello can work with the drums. We finish and I turn to Gangle. So, how was that, Gangle? I say, trying to inject some confidence into my voice. Gangle offers an apologetic smile. That was, She pauses a moment, then finds the words she was looking for with a wide smile. That was a really good warm-up.
We all exchange a look. Ragatha looks a lot more optimistic than myself or Zubel. Hey, not a bad warm-up. That's pretty good. Maybe we can base something off of what we just did then. Before Zubel or I can provide our own feedback, Ragatha begins to play a classical-style melody on her cello. I look at Zubel, who shrugs before picking up their drumsticks and improvising a beat to match the tempo of Ragatha's playing. I wait a bit, getting a feel for the melody and the beat Zubel is playing before I try to create a melody to bridge the two, but it's rough going. Especially because Zubel is playing their drums very loud with no regard for how they're drowning out our instruments. Ragatha has to shout to make her voice heard. Hey, Zubel, can you maybe play a little softer? Zubel gives Ragatha an annoyed glare. Can't you just play your cello louder? You're sort of drowning our instruments out. Zubel stops playing, throwing their hands up in resignation. You begged me to be here, and now it's a problem that I'm playing? I don't have to be here. I can go back to the art room and you can play cello with Danish or something. Ragatha sighs as she stops playing her cello. You know that isn't what I meant, Zubel. I just want us to... She gives me a meaningful look. Work together, right, Danish? Don't make me choose. Zubel heaves an annoyed sigh of their own. I don't know what you want me to do. The drums are a loud instrument, Ragatha. And that's what I was kind of thinking, too. It's just a bit, intense. How about Danish and me start and you join in? I have a bad feeling about this. But I go along with Ragatha's request, waiting for her melody again before matching it with good chord progression. The song isn't the best thing I've heard, but it sounds like a classic-style orchestral piece. Once I'm comfortable with the chord progression, I cast a look over at Zubel, who looks irritated and bored behind their kit. So, what do you think of this? Ragatha offers, trying to be helpful, but oblivious to Zubel simmering behind the drums. Zubel shrugs. Sounds great. Seems like you got this. Can me and Gangle go back to the art room? Zubel stands up, walking to the door. Gangle pauses a moment. Come on, Gangle. Gangle makes her way over, avoiding eye contact. Wait, Zubel! Zubel slams the door behind themselves as they and Gangle leave the room. Oh no. Ragatha shakes her head. Oh, what do we do now, Danish? I guess I'll talk to Zubel. I don't know. But part of me feels like Zubel doesn't need to be a part of this, but I feel like that we need to. But I don't know. I don't think the drums really works with this, but I do think the drums is more interesting though. I don't know. I'll talk to Zubel. I say, walking out the door, catching them as Zubel tries to hurry Gangle back to the art room. Wait, Zubel, wait! Zubel turns to face me. Danish, we have a lot of art to do. Besides, don't you need to get to work on your duet with Ragatha? I throw up my hands. Zubel, I don't want to do this without you. Zubel looks away with a huff, crossing their arms, but pauses. Gangle, can you take the rest of the art supplies back to the room? Gangle gives Zubel a nod, leaving to collect the rest of the supplies as Zubel approaches me. Look, Danish, I know what you're trying to do, but I really don't care. I only started playing because you and Ragatha were annoying me about the drums. But Zubel, I'm not upset. I'm used to this. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I'm used to not fitting in, okay? Being too... Zubel struggles to find the words they're looking for, clearly frustrated. Too different, too much. Just wrong. They clutch their arms, giving me a sigh. Zubel looks miserable right now. Aww! Look, I know I'm being a jerk right now. Just watching you and Ragatha, match each other's energy and just play together perfectly. I just felt like I didn't have a place to fit in there. They look away. I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. I put a reassuring hand on Zubel's shoulder. Hey, look, it's cool. I didn't mean to make you feel left out. I'm sorry. I can just tell Ragatha that she's gonna have to play her cello solo if you don't want to do this. Zubel gives me an uncertain glance. But you seem to really enjoy playing piano. Yeah, but I agreed to help you and Gangle first. I give them a smile. Ragatha is nice to talk to sometimes, but I really want to hang out with you, Zubel. Zubel blushes, looking away. And I really liked your drums. Thanks. I mean, whatever. Hey, your nonchalantness is fading. They seem a bit flustered. Anyways, it's getting kind of late. After we put away the art supplies, do you want to walk home with Gangle and me? I nod. Yeah, that sounds good. Zubel nods. After a few minutes, the two finish up, and we head back together. Our conversation drifts to the upcoming culture festival as the three of us walk back. I wonder what type of food Principal Caine will get for the festival. You think there's gonna be food trucks?
Maybe there'll be a ramen stand, the kind with cute paper lanterns and shades. she says, eyes sparkling with excitement.
Just like Uzumaki Ninja.
She strikes an action pose.
I believe in it.
Zubel and I look at her and can't help but laugh. It must be a reference to one of her anime. With a smile, Gengo walks ahead of us a bit. What do you think will be there, Zubel? Zubel shrugs. Don't know. Caine is weird. Hard to tell what he's gonna want to do. I nod. Well, what if you could pick? Zubel looks at me surprised. What, like the food? They pause for a moment to think. I don't know, maybe like kebabs? Gengo and I nod.
Good pick.
I nod. Yeah, respectable choice, respectable choice. As the dorms finally come into view, Gengo darts ahead, leaving us behind.
Oh, sorry guys.
She calls back after herself.
I need to catch the most recent episode of Refriend End of Journey.
What? Okay, I'm trying to figure out what this is a reference to. I know the Uzumaki Ninja was a reference to Naruto, but I don't know what this is. Refriend End of Journey? Oh, it's a reference to Free Ren Beyond Journey's End. Okay. She waves without turning around. Zubel and I make our way up the steps to our rooms that are next to each other, but Zubel still walks me to my door. So, this is me. Zubel looks away. Yeah, guess it is. There's an awkward pause. Zubel shuffles their feet a moment before looking up at me. So, Danish.
Yes?
I exclaim before Zubel finishes. Their eyes widen in surprise a moment before they let out a chuckle. Aren't you gonna wait for me to finish my question? Yeah, sorry. I say blushing. Danish, you wanna hang out in my room today? Yes! Yes, I do! I exclaim just as loud as the first time. Zubel rolls their eyes, laughing. Come on then, you dork. I follow Zubel to their room, excited to spend more time with them. I feel a lot more confident hanging out with Zubel today. I feel like we're developing, a genuine kind of bond, you know what I mean? Okay! I think I like Zubel's room the most. I really like Zubel's room. As we step in, I'm greeted by the buzz and glow of neon lights. Mirrors line the walls by the bed. Zubel pops open their closet before tossing their bag inside. I notice a box with some lettering on it poking out of Zubel's closet. What's in the box? Zubel looks down, looking a little surprised before pulling the box out. Oh, these are my spare parts. They say like it's an ordinary thing to just have lying around. Spare parts? Yeah, basically my limbs and stuff are kind of... They pause a moment to think. I can swap them around. Can I see? I say before I can stop myself. I mean, if you want to. I don't want to offend you, if you're okay with that. I offer apologetically. Zubel looks down, thinking a moment before blushing. Yeah, sure, if you want to. As Zubel finishes pulling the box out of the closet, I can see the lettering on the side spells out the word Zubels. Go crazy, I guess. I get on my knees and start digging in the box, sorting through a seamlessly endless assortment of colorful extremities. Zubel sits down, watching me. I reach in and pull out a plastic yellow arrow, holding it up inquisitively. That can go on my head, actually. They say, taking the arrow from my hand. Without a word, Zubel pulls their little lightning bolt out of their head. They have fixed the arrow in its place. Ah! Like this. Whoa! I'm awestruck for a moment, then I ask, can you do that with all your body parts? Mostly. It takes a little tugging for some of my parts, though. Check out this piece, I say, pulling out a piece shaped like a bat wing. This one is so cool! You think? They say, looking at me before plucking the wing off their back, putting the bat wing in its place. As I keep looking, I find an oversized spotted green arm. This one is wild. Frog arm. Too big for me to use often. I put it back in the box and keep looking. I wonder if Zubel has tried on every piece in this box. Wow, lots of striped ones in here. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. Guess Caine thinks I'd look cooler if I was a zebra or something. They snort, I laugh along with them. I find a large tentacle-shaped appendage. Any fun stories with this one? Zubel blushes. I, don't know anything about that one. Something tells me that you do, but you don't want to say. They turn away. Maybe Caine wanted to do an underwater adventure. I wore it once, but Gangle was sort of weird about it. I'm not sure what they mean about that, but I just shrug and put it back. Clearly this one isn't one that Zubel likes much. I feel like that Gangle drew or wrote some freaky fan fiction about that tentacle. I find a large 4-pointed star-like shape and hold it up, puzzling over it. This looks like way too big for a head accessory. Oh yeah, that one's a chess piece. chest piece? Yeah, I don't usually use those ones because the uniform Caine gave us doesn't really fit well on them, but before I can protest, Zubel begins to unbutton their uniform. Wait a minute! You were over here, you know, talking about me undressing, and now you're undressing. I can't help but blush. I knew Zubel and I were getting close, but this? Still, I peer between my fingers. Zubel rolls their eyes. Underneath their uniform is a featureless spotted body, vaguely bean-shaped, that they pull out of their uniform and replace with a star. Like this. They sigh. You can look Danish. It's not like I'm showing you the goods or something. I still can't help but blush. This is the furthest I've ever gotten with someone else. Zubel removes the chest piece and buttons their shirt up again. Wow, that is so cool. It's really neat you have so many parts you can swap between. I wish I could just swap my arm out for, like, I don't know, a chainsaw arm. I say, making a whooshing noise as I make a chopping motion with my arm. Zubel rolls their eyes. Well, I'm glad you think it's cool. They say, sounding a little annoyed as they swap back to their normal body and start putting the spare parts away. Oh, I guess this is a sore topic. Oh, I pause. Did I say something? It's just, they stop themselves. Never mind. Feels like all the energy went out of the room. Ah! It always ends up being awkward between us. Hey, Zubel, Zuby. I turn to face them. I'm sorry. Zubel looks at me flustered. What are you even sorry for? Why are you saying that? I don't know, I admit, but I feel like I said something wrong and I really didn't mean to upset you. Zubel blushes a bit. Can I tell you something? Yeah, it's stupid. And I haven't told anyone this before. They pause. Except Caine, but he doesn't listen to me, so he doesn't count. But they hesitate before sighing, looking me in the eyes. I hate this body. What? I hate how silly I look, and how it just comes apart and goes back together. They begin pointing to parts of themselves. I hate this dumb oversized eye, and the weird bendy limbs, and how there's so many parts in the box, but their eyes cloud, their voice so uncertain. None of it feels right. I'm in utter shock. Zubel, you remember how I told you I used to skip class? I nod. I just couldn't get myself out of my room. I would just stare in the mirror for hours, swapping parts out, hoping something would... They curl in on themselves, wrapping their arms around their knees. I immediately regret asking them to try on all their pieces. This is clearly something that really upsets them a lot. I'm so sorry, Zuby. I had no idea. I glance at the box of Zubel's parts. A spare eye seems to stare back at me with accusation. I've never felt so low. I can't believe I asked you to... Zubel shakes their head, putting a hand on my shoulder. Trust me, Danish. You didn't ask me to do anything I haven't done a dozen times. Or anything I wasn't comfortable doing in front of you. Honestly, that was the first time someone told me they thought my parts were cool. I smile at them, helping them push the box back in the closet. Want to do something else? I nod. What do you have in mind? How about that henna tattoo? Didn't you say the ink took some advance notice to prepare? Zubel nods, producing the ink from a desk drawer. I did, but I prepped it ahead of time in case you ever wanted to come over and hang out. They look me up and down. So, where do you want the tattoo? I pause a moment. All right, let me guess. I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere on the arm. That's my guess. How about like the back of my shoulder? Okay, that's a valid spot. Zubel shrugs. Sounds good to me. Do you have any cool designs you know how to do? Zubel nods, showing me an array of stencils they use for the henna dye. Any of these speak to you? Do I get to choose? Oh, I get to choose! Okay, so should we go with dragon with flowers or koi fish with waves? I wanna go with this one. Zubel goes over to a boombox on the floor after I pick a stencil, putting on some relaxing music as they get their supplies ready. Even though I had to strip down after getting soaked this morning, I'm still a little shy as I take off my top for Zubel. Zubel sets the stencil against the back of my shoulder before dipping their brush in the ink and applying it. I let out an involuntary shiver. This is so cold. Come on, Danish. If you move, you're going to mess up the tattoo. Sorry. After I get used to the coolness of the paste, it actually feels kind of good. Zubel is quiet, completely focused on the tattoo as they work behind me. I'm grateful for the relaxing music that fills the silence, but try to come up with something to talk about with Zubel anyways. So, you used to be a bartender? And also used to be a tattoo artist. What other kinds of jobs have you done? Well, I technically worked at Spudsy's for a day, but I don't really count that. They pause. I wanted to go back to school, but life had other plans. There's a moment of silence before I can think of another question. Well, do you have any other hobbies? When did you pick up drums? I was a kid when I started playing drums. They say, going quiet for a moment as they focus on a specific part of the stencil before continuing. Aside from that, I guess I used to check out abandoned buildings, but mostly it was just drums. The more I learn about Zubel, the more I feel impressed by them. It's like every new thing I learn makes Zubel exponentially cooler, even if they don't see themselves that way. You were really good on drums earlier. Did you play for a band? Yeah, we never really made it out of my parents' garage, but we did a lot of punk and hardcore style stuff. I really liked it. If you come back tomorrow, I bet we could get something really amazing for the festival on Friday. They pause again. When they reply, it's a bit quieter than before. Maybe. They say, so, what about you? What do you do for fun, Danish? I think a moment. Well, I do play piano a bit, and sometimes I watch anime. I trail off, but that's it. Yep. And there doesn't seem to be all that much to do on school grounds, so I guess I don't really do much at my free time these days. Yeah, tell me about it. Sometimes I get so bored, I feel like I'm going to go crazy. I nod. Totally, if I didn't have you and Gangle to talk to, I feel like I would have gone crazy already. Honestly, I'm surprised you don't all hang out together more often. I feel so lonely when I'm alone in my room. When I have someone else to hang out with, the school doesn't seem so bad. There's a quiet moment as Zubel finishes up the tattoo. Alright, and done. You'll need to let it set for a bit. The longer you leave it alone, the darker it'll come out, and the longer it'll last. And you can just rinse it off when it's dark enough for you. I nod. I wish I could see it now, I bet it looks epic. Zubel rushes around the room for a moment before holding a mirror behind me, angling it so I can see the tattoo. Here, look. Whoa, that's amazing, Zubel! I'll be super careful so it doesn't smudge. I'm starting to regret that henna is temporary. I'd love to have some of your art on me permanently. You know? Zubel looks away. In the mirror, I can see them blushing behind me. Well, you know, that's really nice of you to say. We both sit there, neither of us sure how to break the awkward silence that has settled between us when an unexpected third party does it for us. Oh my goodness, bro! Bro, come on! Why are you ruining the moment? Well, what is going on in here? He pops into existence just over my left shoulder. Zubel and I almost jump out of our skin. Caine, what the are you doing in here? The real question is, what is a shirtless Danish doing in your room past curfew? Okay, I forgot about the rules. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about the rules. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. He says, leaning towards Zubel as he pokes his cane in their face. You of all people know we have to adhere to a strict PG rating, so I can't let either of you two hormonal students go any further. Zubel and I exchange a look, blushing furiously. Caine, shut up. We weren't doing anything. Yeah, Caine, it's not like that. We were just... Zubel and I stumble over each other's words as we try to clarify that nothing dirty was happening. Yet. Sorry, can't risk anything. The FCC will have my hat if I let this go any further. He adjusts the top hat he's wearing. I didn't even notice he was wearing a top hat. And whoa! And nobody takes my hat. Au revoir, Danish. He grins, snapping his fingers. I'm instantaneously transported to my own room. Dang it! I check the mirror. Whatever Caine did, it thankfully didn't smudge the tattoo Zubel gave me. Once I'm sure I'm in one piece, I shoot Zubel a text on my Wacky watch. Caine still there? There's a few minutes before Zubel responds. Finally got him out. Sorry about him. Not your fault. And at least the tattoo still looks cool AF. I'm glad to hear that. Try not to smudge it for the next few hours. Want to walk to school together tomorrow? Yep, see you tomorrow. See you then. This afternoon was a lot of fun. Spending time with Zubel was really exciting. As I drift off to sleep, I start to wonder if my feelings for Zubel are running deeper than I originally thought. Day 3, complete. The first thing I do when I wake up is head to the bathroom and take off my top to check the henna tattoo. I'm still groggy. I stayed up pretty late last night because I was scared I would smudge the ink by sleeping on it. Though, I eventually took a cool shower to rinse off the excess ink and surrendered to sleep. I can't wait to show Zubel how cool this looks. As I start imagining hanging out with them, I blush a bit remembering how close we got last night. And I hope, just a little, that we can get even closer as we keep hanging out, you know? I'm pulled out of my thoughts by a knock on the door. I pull my top back on and open the door. Zubel and Gangle are already waiting for me.
You excited for the culture festival tomorrow, Danish?
She gives me a gentle smile. I nod, stepping out the door and beginning the long trek to school with my 2 friends. This week went by so fast, huh, Danish? It sure did, but I've been having so much fun, even though it's just the first week.
Oh wow, I almost forgot it's your first week here.
Zubel nods. Yeah, it's weird to think about. Feels like you've been a part of our group for a lot longer. I can't help but blush at their friendly words. Well, I couldn't have asked for better friends to help me get used to school life. Before I came here, I was so nervous. I really struggled to make even surface level friends. And the friends I did make wouldn't stick around for more than a semester. I guess what I'm saying is, you guys are better friends than I ever could have asked for.
Aw, Danish!
She looks up at me, emotion welling in her eyes, before pulling Zubel and I into a group hug before either of us can resist. Aww! This is actually adorable.
You guys are the best friends I could ask for.
This is actually so cute. This is actually adorable, and she's taking a picture. I love this. She says, producing a camera with a sly grin. Gangle, wait. Zubel says, squirming. Gangle doesn't wait, holding the camera high before snapping a pic of all of us. Gangle slides the camera slyly back into her uniform.
I bet even Jax would be too scared to try anything with us now.
Zubel squints. Yeah, I could kick his with no problem. They flex their claw arm as Gangle and I pretend to fawn over their impressive figure. We all burst into laughter as we approach the school entrance, making our way up the staircase before sitting in our usual spot in the homeroom. Ragatha waves to us. Oh, hey Zubel and Danish, good morning. Have you two decided if you're going to participate in the band? She offers a coy smile, leaning towards us, her gaze primarily focused on Zubel. I think Zubel and I are gonna pass on the... Zubel interrupts me. We'll meet you in the music room once English class is over. That was unexpected. Oh my goodness, thank you both so much. She beams. Well, you know. They scratch the back of their neck, looking away. I don't think I was being really fair to you two yesterday, so, they pause. Sorry. Zubel barely gets their apology out before Ragatha jumps in to offer one of her own. No, I'm actually the one who needs to be sorry. I was trying to control everything and I was the one who asked you and then... It's fine, Ragatha. Zubel interrupts Ragatha's apology before the rag doll can get too carried away. Ragatha offers a grateful smile in response, nodding before facing the rest of the front of the class as Kinger starts the lecture. I still have questions though. Once Kinger's done taking attendance, I turn to Zubel. You, changed your mind? Zubel shrugs as if it's no big deal. Well, I was thinking about what you said yesterday, and I realized that I'd rather spend time working with you and Ragatha than just moping around. And, I guess I like spending time with you. You know, I guess. I kind of like to hear that. Why not? They say with a blush. I want to try doing stuff you like, Oh, thanks, Zubel. I'm sure I'm blushing just as much. I try to focus on the lecture, but Zubel's the only thing I can think of. When my eyes occasionally drift to them, I find it hard to look away. I wonder what thoughts are running through Zubel's head. Are they thinking about me too? Hey, Danish. I jump, pulled from my thoughts. It's lunchtime. I didn't hear the bell? Did I really miss the bell? Oh no, I must really be head over heels for Zubel. Ready to head to the music room? I nod enthusiastically. Zubel turns to Gangle. Hey, Gangle, Danish and I are going to help Ragatha with the music thing. You want to draw in the music room while we do that? Gangle nods.
I'll get my stuff from the art room and meet up with you guys.
All right. Leaving me and Zubel to walk to the music room. Just the two of us. Zubel and I walk into the music room. Ragatha is already setting up her cello by the time we open the door. We head over to the piano bench. Zubel gets behind the drums. Maybe today would be a good day to take the lead. See if I can come up with something that emphasizes Google. Oh my goodness, I keep saying Google. Emphasizes Zubel's aggressive drumming style while also letting Ragatha's more classical style shine. We'll see. Hey guys, I have an idea. Ragatha and Zubel both pause, waiting for me to continue. What if when we play today, we try to showcase everyone's talents? How would we do that? Well, I was thinking we could all take turns. They both seem interested by the idea. What if I play the melody for the first part? Then we do a sort of chorus where we all contribute. Then Ragatha takes the lead on the second bit, then we both pause playing to let Zubel do a drum solo, and we finish by repeating the chorus. Ragatha smiles, nodding, excited to try it. Zubel looks a bit skeptical, but shrugs. I can just play a basic beat until we get to the chorus. Would that work? I nod. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We try my plan. It's rough going at first. I stumble a bit through the first verse, trying to pick a good melody to match Ragatha's harmony. And when we first launch into the chorus, we all play so loud that we end up clashing with one another. Okay, again from the top. It takes about 4 or 5 tries for Ragatha and I to match up a good melody and harmony. And it takes a few tries after that to match each other's volume. But finally, we end up with something that I'm pretty happy with. Just as the piano and cello fade into silence, Ragatha gives Zubel a nod. Zubel plays an impressive solo, incorporating the snare, cymbals, and drums into a high-energy solo, which naturally leads into a final repeated chorus-style verse where we all showcase the best of our musical skills. As we finish, we hear quiet applause. Were we playing so loud that someone outside the room could hear us? As I cast a glance around the room, I remember Gangle joined us. Oh yeah, I forgot.
I thought that was really good,
she says with a shy smile. Ragatha wipes her forehead. All right, well, practice makes perfect. She gives me an enthusiastic smile despite her apparent exhaustion. I nod and we launch into the number again. I mean, we only have 1 day until the festival, so we have to do this right. This time we work on balancing our dynamics so that no one instrument drowns out the others. By the time we've gone over feedback and settled on a style we like, Zubel is sweating, my hands ache, and Ragatha looks like she's gonna collapse on her cello. But I have to admit, it sounds pretty good. All right, I think we got the hang of things. This sounds pretty good, right? I nod. Guys, this sounds amazing, she says. I wonder how she can keep that boundless positivity in the face of how exhausted we are. I'm sure it will be good enough for Caine. She chuckles nervously. Zubel shrugs. Caine gets what he gets. I'm happy with it. Ragatha gives Zubel a grateful smile. If she doesn't agree with the sentiment behind Zubel's statement, she's at least happy to have Zubel's approval. Hey, Zubel. Yeah. I'm really glad you decided to join us today. I nod. We do make a pretty good team. I look at Zubel, who is also nodding. Ragatha claps her hands. Oh, sorry, I just remembered. Caine wants us to come up with a band name for tomorrow. Zubel snorts. This is literally the first and probably only time we're playing together. I know, but... She trails off. The message is clear. We have to keep Principal Caine happy. Zubel shrugs. I don't know. Hey, Danish, how about you pick? Dang, gotta think something up. Oh, I actually get to name... Okay, wait a minute. Zubel, right? Then we have Ragatha Rubel, and then we have Danish Doodle. So, Zubel Rubel Doodle. Okay. I can't even say it. Bro, stop. Be serious. Okay. Zubel Rubel Doodle. I like that. Zubel nods. Zubel. Zubel Rubel Doodle, huh? Has a nice ring to it. Just as we settle on the name I picked out, Ragatha's wacky watch buzzes. Oh wow, is it really that late? I still have so much to organize. She gives us an apologetic smile. Are you all okay if I head out? I'm sorry, the culture fair. It's cool, Ragatha. We can clean up in here. Ragatha nods with one last apologetic smile before she heads out. So, Danish, Gangle, you guys want to be done for the day? Just drop off Gangle's art stuff in the art room? Actually, I just remembered I forgot my backpack in my locker. Do you guys mind if I pick that up and meet you at the school entrance? Zubel and Gangle nod, heading to the art room. Just as I close the piano lid and get ready to leave, I hear the door creak open. I duck behind the piano. Who could be sneaking in? To my surprise, it better not be Jax. What is Jax doing? Oh, I'm gonna fight him. Oh, I'm gonna fight him. He's always the villain in all of these paths. I'm so serious. Holding a large pair of scissors, he skulks into the room before spying the cello. There's no way. There's no way he's actually gonna do that. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna chop your bunny ears off. He slips the scissors behind one of the strings and, hey! I shout. What the? Huh? He pauses a moment before spotting me, giving me a wicked grin. Oh, Danish. Didn't see you there. What the heck are you doing? Relax, it's just... He closes his scissors around the string. With a sad, high-pitched twang, the string is cut in half, completely unusable. Oh my goodness, we couldn't stop him? His grin widens. Well, why? Words fail me in the face of Jax's undisguised enthusiasm for his own cruelty. To mess up the culture fair, duh. He says like that's a normal motivation. After I finish up in here, I'm gonna go throw paint all over the art room and try to find out what everyone else is doing to see what I can do to mess that up too. But just, I say, still not fully understanding. Why? Jax rolls his eyes. Because I can. And because it's funny. He says, snipping another string on the cello. Could you maybe not do that? If you don't, like, actually tackle him, he looks at me completely deadpan.
No.
Well, talking isn't doing me much good. And we only have a couple of spare cellos. If Jax finds those, it's curtains for Zooble. Oh, so we have spare cellos. Okay, he doesn't know about that, though. No wonder I'm chill. Think, Danish, think. What would Zubel do? I launch into action. Hey, wait! Jax has moments before I launch myself towards him, tackling him into the wall! I won't let you mess this up. We worked really hard. Yet, he squirms, trying to get an arm free. I bite it.
Ow, what the heck is wrong with you?
He keeps wriggling as I try to wrestle the scissors from his grasp. I'm gonna stab you in the eye. Get off me, Danish. I will stab you. I'll stab you back. Just stop. Jax's scissors nick my sleeve and I recoil. Did he actually just try to stab me? I stumble backwards, knocking over a cymbal from the drum set, which falls to the ground with an immense clatter. The noise attracted someone's attention as the door of the room flies open and storms in Zubel. Oh. Hey. So, hey. What the are you doing in here, Jax? Jax eyes my sleeve.
I didn't mean to do that. I was just... You are so dead.
Zubel gives him a look that could wither a tree to its roots. He was trying to mess up the culture festival, I pipe up. Jax rolls his eyes.
Oh boy, Zubel and the tattletale. Am I supposed to be scared?
Zubel turns to me. Danish, lock the door. Whoa, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? I nod, standing up and locking it. You about to get pounded, boy. Yeah. Jax's eyes dart to the door, then Zubel, all sense of humor fading from his face as he blanches. What are you doing? Wait, hold on, don't. Ow! Stop! Zubel's Wacky Watch buzzes. Oh, that's Gangle. She just made it back to the dorms. Apparently there's a new episode of her show on tonight. Yo, Zubel actually just pummeled Jax. Zubel got hands. Jax couldn't even fight back. Oh my goodness. Do not mess with Zubel. Zubel will mess you up. Zubel is so freaking cool. What in the world? Sorry you got held up with me. I giggle nervously, but Zubel shrugs. It's fine. I would have just worried about you if I left you alone after I heard the cymbal fall anyways. You were, worried about me? Zubel blushes. Yeah, a little. Well, why are you asking that? I blush too. I just wanted to, I don't have a good answer, so I just give Zubel a shrug. Still, I should have guessed Jax would try to mess things up. I nod. Yeah. I can't believe you tried to fight him off, though. They laugh. I laugh a bit too. That's pretty brave of you. Well, you can't always be the one who stands up to him. But honestly, I was just trying to think of what you would do. I guess you could say you inspired me. What I would... They trail off, blushing before continuing. Well, that's cool that you thought of me. The tension is so thick, you could reach out and cut it. I lean a little closer to Zubel when suddenly... you always are ruining every single moment. Why? Why? Zubel! Danish! Congratulations! Confetti bursts into the air. Caine? They stammer, caught off guard. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? He repeats the question, even as confetti flutters in the air around him. Oh! He snaps. You and Danish just won the Culture Fair Champion Award! He says without explaining what that means, seeming frozen in place. Meaning? They prompt him. Meaning you two put in a truly impressive effort to make the Culture Fair a success! From working on art with Gangle, helping Ragatha form a band to provide live music, to even thwarting the wicked plans of Jax to ruin everything at the last moment. You two have worked your rears off just to make sure the Culture Fair goes off without a hitch. Another burst of confetti floats down. I salute you, he says, saluting a third wave of confetti exploding and covering the path. How many waves of confetti is there? And your reward is, he says, conjuring a drum roll from nowhere. A location of your choice. A location? I'll let you two go anywhere at all. Anywhere? Anywhere they want, dear studio audience, he says, looking into a random direction. I'm watching you. So like, would a real bar with alcohol be allowed? Caine twitches. That was only once, and because the suggestion box requested it. We need to maintain a PG rating, Zubel. You said anything. They insist. Caine twitches again, his eyes cycling through colors for a second before straightening up. Okie dokie, a brand new bar it is. He waves his hand. Check it out and enjoy responsibly. As Caine disappears, my Wacky watch buzzes. A notification on the screen tells me that a new location has been added. Zubel peers down at their own watch. Huh, he actually did it. I nod, looking at Zubel. You're brave enough to try it? Last time we hung out at a bar, you lost control and there wasn't even any alcohol in what I served you. I blush at the reminder. Zubel! Zubel laughs. I'm just messing with you. I try to calm my nerves as we walk back to the dorms together. So, if her show is over, should we invite Gangle? Zubel shrugs. We don't have to. They say, blushing before they continue. I actually think I'd like it to be just us two again tonight. I look at my feet, too embarrassed to face Zubel, but nod. I'd like that too, I say before nodding and turning to face Zubel, who is still blushing. But first, I'm gonna change into something more comfortable. Sound good, Danish? Oh, yeah, me too. I can probably get changed and get to the bar in an hour. That work for you? Yup. We make our way up the steps, parting once we get to our respective rooms. But I don't got nothing to wear. Where did I leave my duct tape? Was it in here? Wait, what? What? Wait. Kinger? Is he in my room? Oh! Okay, that's actually funny. That's actually funny. Oh. That is so funny. Butterflies fill my stomach as I step into my room and try to pick something out. I can't believe this is happening. The first place I look is my closet. Surely there has to be something more exciting than my school uniform. And it would feel really weird to show up to a bar in a fresh pressed school uniform. I'm pretty sure that violates the student code of conduct. Wait, I'm surprised to see a garment bag hanging in my closet with a big red bow draped across. I read the attached note. This is the first time Caine has actually given us something, like, to wear. Every other time, it was like we had to fend for ourselves. Looks like this is Principal Caine's doing. Hey, Danish, since wearing your uniform would violate the code of conduct here at the Amazing Digital Academy, I've decided to add an extra gift. This set of clothes. Enjoy. Even reading the note, I can hear his overzealous enthusiasm. Still, as I unravel the oversized bow and unzip the front, I hate to admit, it's a pretty sharp number. It's a nice black dress and a gold necklace has even been included with a matching set of black heels. This will be sure to catch Zubel's attention tonight. I try on Caine's gift and it fits perfectly. I'm practically skipping. I'm so pleased with this number as I step out into the late autumn night. The bar isn't too far, which I'm grateful for as the shoes Caine lent me are more for looking nice in than actual walking. Wow, as I get inside, the space bustles with low murmurs of people talking. There's a stage in the center of the space, surrounded by dining tables. Looks like this is a jazz bar or something. I look around for Zubel before spying them. Hey, Danish. Okay, wait a minute, you looking snazzy! You even changed your wing! Look, y'all! Yo, Zubel looking good! Even changing this too. Hey, Danish. They wave a claw at me. Wow, you clean up nice. I eye their outfit and I can't help but blush a bit. Somehow, even though I've seen Zubel put on and take off parts of their body, there's something even more intense about what they're wearing now. Zubel rolls their eyes. So, I can take it you like what I picked out for tonight? Yeah? I stammer. Do you think I'm overdressed for the occasion, or? Zubel scans my outfit, turning away, trying and failing to hide a blush. Oh, yeah, sure. It looks good, I mean. They clear their throat, offering me the crook of their arm, which I happily take as we walk up to the bar. You look good tonight. They remark once more as we ascend the stairs. We walk up to the well-polished bar, sitting on stools next to one another as we peruse the menu. The menu advertises it's karaoke night. You any good at singing? I laugh. Trust me, you do not want to hear me sing. They shrug. A red mannequin approaches the mic as we both pick out drinks. A piano backing track begins as the mannequin starts singing a musical number. Oh, okay. I was treated by you since I don't know how long. Suddenly he vanishes. Okay. What in the? Zubel rolls their eyes. Don't worry, that's just disappearing guy. Disappearing guy? He just shows up sometimes. They say sipping the martini they ordered as I look at them utterly confused. He's one of Caine's NPCs. I try not to think too hard about that as I sip my vodka lemonade. So, like, that isn't something that just happens if you go up there. Zubel shrugs. Probably not. The next figure to approach the mic is a large figure that appears to be made of large bubbles. Oh, this is, the opposite of Gangle. A familiar bass line begins to play. The bubble figure leans into the mic. He says into the mic, but it's impossible to make out what he's saying. It sounds like someone speaking too close and too loudly into a low-quality microphone. Shouldn't he give the mic some space? No, that's just Orbs Man. He sounds like that. This bar is certainly populated with its fair share of, interesting characters. Orbs Man sings his heart out, but I can only make out the lyrics from the backing track and what appears on the screen behind Orbs Man. However, everyone applauds when Orbs Man descends the stage, so I guess he did a good job. Zubel downs their martini with one last gulp, wiping their mouth. All right, guess I'm gonna try something. Wait, really? I say? I mean, yeah. They shrug. May as well, since it's karaoke night. I watch as Zubel goes up to the person emceeing the karaoke. They have to go back and forth a bit, but eventually Zubel picks a song the MC has. Lights come up as the opening bars to a well-known jazz standard. Are they singing Fly Me to Mars? I don't think I know that song, unless it's a play off of Fly Me to the Moon or something. Fly me out to Mars. Let me watch the planets turn. I don't know how Zubel should sing. I'm sorry. I'd like to know what summer's like on Venus or Saturn. As they sing, I don't know if it's the vodka lemonade talking or my own genuine feelings, but I get completely lost in their voice and their eyes. Colored lights swirl around and the karaoke song lyrics glow behind them, but I can't help but focus on Zubel. It's as if the lights in the bar themselves dim, as if every background noise goes silent, as if the world is just me on my bar stool and Zubel on the stage. As the song comes to a close, they make direct eye contact. In different worlds, I wanna be with you. In different worlds, I like you. They sing, looking at me. I melt. The bar applauds as Zubel's performance comes to a close. The bar lights coming back up, letting the surrounding crowd flood back into reality. Despite their blush, Zubel takes their seat next to me. I know, I'm not really in the right range and that song is corny anyways. They scratch the back of their neck. It was amazing! Zubel seems surprised by my response as they look away. Well, I guess I'm glad you liked it. I loved it. I swooned before catching myself. The song, that is, you know. It has a lot of sentimental meaning to me. Zubel turns to me. Really? Yeah, my mom really liked Hank Bin Batra, so it was always playing on her old turntable. Your mom has good taste. Yeah. The bartender hands Zubel another martini, which they raise. To moms with good music taste. To moms with good music taste. I agree, toasting them with my second vodka lemonade. A few other NPCs go up. What? There's one that bears a striking resemblance to Pomni, except this one appears to have jagged teeth, and her outfit is red where Pomni's is yellow, and yellow where Pomni's is red. Zubel groans. Ugh, evil Pomni. Evil Pomni? Zubel nods. Caine did this softball match once, and he made evil versions of each of us. Well, except for Gangle, but most of us got these weird doubles. Evil Pomni comes up to the mic and greets the entire bar with a series of expletives. Hey, mother... She continues, but Caine's magical sensor bleeps out so many words I can't even make out what evil Pomni was trying to say in the first place. And tonight I'm singing you! A discordant punk track plays as evil Pomni launches into a song that is somehow almost entirely words disallowed by Caine's censor. You, I do what I want! You, I do who I want! You, I do in the If the lyrics weren't a turnoff, the terrible music behind them would be. The guitar sounds like it's pleading for death, the drums are way too loud, and every chorus and verse sounds exactly like the last one. The song comes to a close, finally, after what feels like an hour. Evil Pomni does a bow, baring her sharpened teeth. Thank you, motherfuckers! Nobody applauds, which unfortunately only seems to piss off Evil Pomni. Hey, where's my cheers? One person lets out a solitary whoop, which only seems to stoke her anger. You know what? I'm not getting off the stage until my talent receives the appreciation it deserves. She scowls at the MC, demanding another song. Zubel and I are subjected to another 3 grueling minutes of raw noise as Evil Pomni shouts discordantly into the karaoke mic. I would prefer 5 songs by Orbsman to 1 more song by Evil Pomni. Boys only wanna if it. She sings a pop country song, her discordant shouting clashing horribly with the delicate melody. I tried downing another vodka lemonade, but it doesn't make listening to Evil Pomni any less painful. But it does give me an idea. Evil Pomni finishes the song to very light applause. The aura inside the karaoke bar is comparable to a hostage situation. And I can't let this keep going on. That was weak. You guys need to applaud 10 times louder next time, she demands. I approach the MC. Can I sing the next song? The MC, a mannequin with a headset on, wipes their brow. I can't read their face, seeing as they don't really have one, but I can tell they're relieved. Yes, please. Anything but. The MC glances at Evil Pomni. More of that. I nod. How about No Zenith High Enough? The MC nods. A couple of bulkier mannequins take Evil Pomni under their arms, hauling her out of the bar. I get behind the mic as the familiar intro plays. I look around the bar, and my gaze instinctively focuses on Zubel once it picks them out. There's no zenith high enough. No, nadir low enough. If you want me, call me for me. No matter how far away you are, I'll be there by plane or car. 'Cause there's no zenith that's too high. I begin to belt, alcohol and passion overcoming my own inhibitions. By the way, y'all, I can sing better than this. I just don't want to get copyrighted by singing it. And on that dear solo, that it would keep me apart from you, I say, pointing at Zubel. Zubel blushes, walking up to the stage. Danish, what are you doing? I look down at them. Sing! I say before launching into the next verse. My eyes barely drift from Zubel as I sing verse after verse, losing my breath or even forgetting a few lyrics here and there, fueled by a desperate need to be heard, to communicate clearly everything I feel in this moment. Oh, I haven't told you, there is no zenith that's too high, and no nadir too low. I say, repeating the refrain, singing to the bar, but also singing to one person. Zubel, who mostly stands there shocked. But you know, that's okay, because in this moment, I'm not a fellow student or someone else in the band. I'm just Danish, telling Zubel how I feel, even if it's through song. As I finish, sweating and breathless, there's a moment of quiet. Then the bar erupts into applause. Encore! 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 A chant rises, but I'm so breathless. Well, I managed through pants, but before I can turn them down, Zubel ascends the stage. Come on, give the people what they want. They say, still blushing from the attention I gave them during my performance. We can pick out a duet so you can catch your breath a bit. I nod. Zubel descends the stage to request a song, and an extra mic from the MC who nods before the song starts. Ooh! Ooh! We singing together! Y'all, we singing together! Well, I have had the best time in my life. I didn't feel this way until now. I swear. It's very true. I owe this feeling to you. Oh wait, I didn't know they were singing. They say, looking at me. I nod. Or maybe they're just talking. Yeah, I had the best time today, and it's you who made me feel this way. We continue the duet. The bar is electric around us. Even though I'm focused on Zubel for the whole performance, it's hard to ignore the occasional whistle or the way the crowd oohs and ahs at the end of the chorus. Zubel and I maintain eye contact through the performance. The tension in the air is so thick, it almost chokes me. Dang, there's a lot of chemistry between us and Zubel. High key. But I push through it, forcing air into my aching lungs and belting every chorus, calling on my strained vocal cords. And we pass through every open door to find the truth. And I owe my feelings to you. We hold that note. The moment seems to stretch out forever, crystalline and beautiful. But like all good things, the moment does eventually end. The bar cheers around us as we stand sweating, looking at one another. Well, that's where we're ending karaoke night. Aww. Always leave them wanting more. Everyone nods as the bar lights begin to go down and the various NPCs filter out. So, I say, panting, should we head back to the dorms? Zubel nods. I think I sweat through my shirt. They laugh. We hold hands. I guess they hold my hand and I hold their claw. I didn't know you were such a good singer. Zubel blushes. Well, ditto to you, Danish. You really managed to hit every note out there, even if you were singing at the top of your voice for each note. I laugh. Well, it's kind of my first time. Maybe before next time we can do some breathing exercises? I perk up. Next time? I mean, I'd do that again if you want to. I nod. I had a lot of fun tonight. I trail off, looking up at Zubel. Zubel nods, looking back at me. Me too, Danish. I had more fun than I've had in a long time. I can't help but feel warm and fuzzy at their words. We finally get to my dorm door. Time to ask something I've been thinking about. So, Zubel. They look at me. Yeah? Did you, mean it? They raise an eyebrow. Mean what? What you said. When? I look up at them. You know, back at the bar? About you being a good singer? I shake my head. No, like during the first song. Zubel rolls their eyes. It's a song, Danish. What? But like, you know, you were looking at me. And you picked the song, so... Danish, it's a song with lyrics. I was looking at you because they blushed looking away. Well, because you were the most familiar person in the crowd, okay? But Zubel! Zubel shakes their head. Look, Danish, tonight was fun. Can we not do this? Oh my goodness. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? I sigh. Seriously, look, I know what you're getting at. I had a lot of fun tonight. They pinched the bridge where their nose would be. But between the live music performance and helping Gangle with our art and just the culture fair in general, I'm not really in a very focused headspace right now. I sag. Zubel notices my response and puts a claw on my shoulder. That's okay, Zubel. But I'm not saying it wasn't anything either. Huh? Look, let's focus on getting our performance done right tomorrow, okay? I nod. I can do that. I promise after that we'll talk about this. About us. I can accept that. Even if I wish I knew now, I know if I press Zubel for an answer, I'll just guarantee a no. Okay, Zubel, sorry if I brought the mood down by asking. My bad. It's okay, Danish. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. But for what it's worth, I really liked singing with you. And I hope that we can hang out more once this is over. I nod. I'm even able to smile a bit. Me too. No matter how things go. Zubel gives me a meaningful look. That really was the best time I've had, for as long as I can remember. We both stand there for a few tense, awkward minutes, and I can't really think of any other conversation topics other than what we just said. So we should probably get some rest for the performance tomorrow, I guess. Zubel seems relieved that I said that. Yeah, exactly. See you tomorrow, Zubel? Yep, I'm looking forward to it, Danish. I give them a smile before I close the door. Not getting a definite answer is leaving a sour taste in my mouth, but I can't deny that today I felt closer to Zubel than I ever have. I really hope this leads to something. I think about the night we shared as I drift off to sleep. The end of day 4. That was actually a fun day 4. Yeah, I think this one might be my favorite day 4, actually. I wake up the next morning and I'm barely able to open my eyes. I spent all of last night tossing and turning, trying to calm myself down, but I just can't. Not after how we left things. Still, I yawn and force myself out of bed, lazily pulling on my uniform and trying to make myself look presentable for the day. That must be Danish. Zubel. Hey, Danish, we have to head to the culture festival. You ready? Just a minute. I call back. Still, no matter how much I adjust my uniform and try to fix my hair, nothing seems right. I keep trying for some time. Danish, come on. We can't be late. Ragatha's already blowing up my Wacky watch asking us where we are. Shoot. I decide whatever state I'm in will have to be good enough. Danish. I open the door just before they manage to knock. Zubel looks me up and down. You look terrible, I know, but I can't really get myself looking right today, so let's go. I was gonna say kind of punk rock. Really? Yeah. I don't hate it. Well, that was unexpected. My hair must be a mess, my clothes must look wrinkled, like, I must look awful. But still, pretty decent as far as responses go. Let's get going, yeah? Zubel grabs my hand, and we rush to the culture festival. Oh my goodness! Where have you guys been? Danish wouldn't stop trying to give themselves a makeover on the way here. Zubel snorts playfully. Hey, I wasn't trying to... Ragatha wipes her brow. What matters is that you two are here now. Caine was getting really insistent. So, does everyone remember their parts from yesterday? Yep, I don't know how we could get all of that down in one day, but hopefully it works out. Yep. Perfect. because we'd only be letting down Caine and the entire student body if we mess this up. She says with a jovial swing of her arm. Her tone is so full of fake enthusiasm, she sounds completely manic. But there's not really any time to comment on it. All right, we step out into the spotlight. Whoa, as I look out into the crowd of my peers, my knees go weak. Was there always this many people in our school? We're all rendered a little speechless at the gathered crowd. Lucky for us, Principal Caine pops into existence. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Today, the Student Council President and her selected cohort are here to produce music. The word echoes as if he is shouting into a large, empty room. The crowd goes silent for a second before erupting into applause. Zubel winces next to me. Even Ragatha seems a little put upon by the introduction. That's right, music! Those delectable little vibrations that itch something in the human mind that just makes everything feel better. He flourishes, spinning his cane in place. Oop! He loses his grasp on his cane and it goes flying into one of the cymbals. He pauses for a second, seeming to almost glitch in place as he stares at his cane before snapping his fingers. The cane disappears from the front of the drum kit and appears in his hands. Well, that was humiliating. On with the show! Please welcome on the stage, Zubel. With another snap, Caine disappears from sight. Ragatha casts a glance back at us, smiling nervously, but giving a thumbs up as the audience claps. Break a leg, guys! Not that I really want you guys to break a leg, or anything like that. She trails off with a nervous chuckle. Zubel turns to me from behind the drum kit. You ready, Danish? Ready as I'll ever be. Zubel nods coolly. Seems like that was the right thing to say. I'll count us in, okay? I nod, giving Zubel a weak smile and a thumbs up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... Zubel launches into their drum part. A second ago, my body felt stiff as a board. But seeing the fluid ease with which Zubel plays, I feel a little more confident in myself. My fingers dance across the immaculate piano Caine has provided. Ragatha hits a few sour notes as he tries to match out our tempo, but before anyone can complain or even shout boo, we're already in full swing. Yeah! Take that, Jax! Zubel executes their drum solo flawlessly. The moment they slow down, I pick right up with my piano part, starting in with a complex melody. Once my solo is complete, Ragatha stands in the spotlight and executes her own solo perfectly. Finally, after what feels like hours but is only 5 minutes tops, we finish. Nice! The crowd is silent for a few moments. I cast a worried glance at Zubel, who gives an apologetic shrug. It's fine, Danish. I think you did a pretty good... Zubel is summarily cut off by the roar of applause. The entire mannequin audience is going absolutely wild, jumping up and down. I even see Mr. Kinger, Pomni, and Gangle in the crowd. Bravo! Bravo! Those are my students. Gangle's ribbon-like arms flutter manically as she jumps up and down. Go, Zubel! Go, Danish! Even Pomni is wearing a wide smile. Amazing job, you guys. Predictably, but regrettably, our concert also has its detractors. Boo! Boo! Violin sucks. I got duct taped to the ceiling over this stupid performance. It's not even a violin. We ignore Jax's boos and bow for the audience. A few students even throw roses to the stage. For a while, it's nice to bask in the glow of our achievement. After a few minutes, the applause dies down and we can safely descend the stage. We're surrounded by our friends as we rejoin the rest of the students for the culture fair. Seriously, Danish, I didn't know you were so good at piano. Thanks, Pomni. I'm just glad I was able to keep up. Zubel walks up behind me, putting a hand on my shoulder. Keep up? Yeah, right. You practically showed us all up with your performance up there. I can't hide my blush. Everyone did their best. I think we can all be proud of our work. Ragatha just hit a freaking Victoria Justice move. I think we can all sing. Danish and Zubel for the win! Did she just say FTW out loud? Kinda cringe, but I let it slide. I'm so proud of you three coming together for the Culture Festival. Seriously, congrats to all of you. Thanks, Kinger. I don't know why that meant something to me that he congratulated us. We all walk around the festival together. After our performance, Zubel and I are parched and starving. There's a stall selling boba tea, another one selling pot stickers. One of the clubs is even making sushi rolls. Without any additional fanfare, Zubel and I stroll the culture fair, picking up a little bit of everything. We finally head to the courtyard to sit down and start eating in. For a few minutes, we're too busy stuffing our faces to even talk to one another. But once there is a pause, I decide to ask a question. The question that's been on my mind since last night. So, Zubel. Zubel looks up at me, pausing their feast for a moment. Yes, Danish? Are we? Zubel sighs. You know, after the culture festival, I mean, what are we going to be? Zubel pauses a moment before answering. I wanted to wait until after the festival to tell you this. I wince, preparing for the worst. But I actually think I'm kinda, sort of... They pause, blushing. Falling for you. Wait, what was that? What was that? They blurted out so fast it sounds like one word. Huh? Zubel huffs. I said I'm falling for you, okay? It's so embarrassing. I hope you're happy. So this is what a tsundere is. Okay. I breathe a sigh of relief. Me too, Zubel. Not the embarrassing part, the, falling for you part. Zubel's blush deepens. Oh, I can't believe I fell for a nerd like you, Danish. I laugh a bit. Yeah, I can't believe you fell for a nerd like me either. Zubel puts their hand on mine. Still though, you always manage to, I don't know, be there for me, I guess. There were times I got frustrated with you, or times I wish you would have just pulled back. But it's just like, I don't know, you knew, you know? I think I do. You knew when to give me space, when to push me, what to say to make me feel less alone. Zubel leans in. I've never really felt seen like this before. And I can't promise I'm always going to be easy to be around. But I really want to give us a shot. I do too, Zubel. I say, meeting them halfway across the table. Aww. Even though Zubel doesn't have lips, I plant a soft kiss on where I'd imagined they would be. Their face is aglow as they push against my face as well, reciprocating my efforts. You know, this is so a little bit awkward, just a little bit, because it's just look at the lotion bottle, right? All smooth and everything like that. Kissing Zubel is like just like kissing a lotion bottle. Whoa, wait, what the? Cute! Ah, Gangle, she got us! She done caught us! What? Gangle? Gangle hides her camera, fleeing as Zubel gets up to pursue her. Gangle, delete that picture. No way! I got the spicy moment on camera! Spicy? Gangle? They chase each other around. I can't help but laugh at the sight. Eventually, Zubel runs out of breath and lets Gangle escape with her spicy picture. Zubel sits down at the table, snapping their fingers as they look at me. Gangle is so using that for her freaky art. Hey, Danish, I almost forgot. Me and everyone else in our class are lighting some fireworks on the rooftops once the festival winds down. You in? I nod. Of course! We hold hands as we walk back to our dorms. As I step into my room, I notice a new garment laid out on my bed with a note on it. I read it. Dear Danish, as a sincere thanks and congratulations to you, both for your contributions to the culture fair and your success with Zubel, I hereby bestow upon you the fireworks yukata. This garment allows you to access the school rooftop for some good old-fashioned pyrotechnic fun with your fellow humans. Warning, yukata is 100% cotton and may shrink up to 20% upon washing. Thanks. I don the yukata, looking at myself in the mirror. It's actually very nice. Caine picked colors that complement my eyes and skin tone very well. I only have a few moments to admire it before Zubel knocks on my door. Come on, Danish, let's get going. I don't want to miss any of the fireworks. I unlock the door. Wow. They stand there stunned. You look, They pause, straightening their features. Good. You look good. Your yukata fits you well. Thanks. You look good too, Zubel. Zubel blushes. Thanks. Do you want to, hold on hands on the way there? I nod, taking their hand in mine as we walk together. The air is surprisingly warm for this time of year, even though the yukata is a little thin. I don't feel cold at all as we head to the school building. Honestly, Danish, I wasn't expecting to really get close with you. Sometimes at this school, especially with Caine being the way he is, it's hard to form attachments. Feels like people just show up and leave whenever Caine gets bored. But you're different. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's just something about you. I blush. Something that's really special to me. So I guess what I'm saying is, don't go disappearing on me, okay? You mean a lot to me. I promise I won't, Zubel. You mean a lot to me too. We share an easy smile as we walk hand in hand into the school and head to the rooftop. When we arrive, our friends are already crowding around us.
Zubel and Danish sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I.
Pomni thwops him on the back of the head.
Don't tease them, Jax.
It's good to see you guys. You make a cute couple. What? Who told everyone? All eyes turn to Gangle. She probably showed everybody that picture. Gangle laughs nervously, tapping the tips of her ribbon arms together.
I may have posted the picture I took of you two on the school message board.
Oh, everybody knows.
And also sent it to Ragatha and Pomni.
Gangle.
I'm sorry, it was my first time being the first one to know about something. And I just want to tell everyone because I was so excited for you two.
Seriously? I put my hand on Zubel's back. It's cool, it's not like we were gonna hide it once we were up here anyways. Zubel blushes a bit. Yeah, I guess that's fair. So yeah, me and Danish are dating now.
Well, isn't that cute? Zuby has a heart after all.
Call me Zuby again and we'll see how well rabbits handle a 3-story fall from the school rooftop. Okay. Jax rolls his eyes but walks off. He knows not to test Zubel's gangster. Lastly, Kinger approaches us. Are you guys excited to see some fireworks? We both nod. Who's setting them off? Well, originally it was supposed to be Ragatha, but Gangle asked to do it at the last second. I find that surprising. Zubel and I exchange a look before shrugging. Sounds cool. Alright, the fireworks display goes off, displaying a pretty array of blue, yellow, green, and purple lights. Just as things were drawing to a close, Gangle pipes up.
And this one is for Zubel and Danish.
She lights a pair of specially marked fireworks that go off, igniting it in a pink and white heart that stays in the sky for a few seconds as the specialized fireworks go off. Aww, Gangle being a wing woman is so fire. I love this. Zubel and I hold hands as we watch the last of the display go off. With time, more and more of my memories returned. We still haven't found a way out of the school yet or back to our lives before. I may not know what the future holds or what new challenges will await us, but I know together, with Zubel, there's nothing we can't handle. The end. I really did like that one. I think my favorite part was day 4 though, like with the whole karaoke and the new setting and everything like that, and how we saw so many past NPCs. But yeah, that was really good. So now, we've done Jax, we've done Ragatha, we've done Pomni, and we've done Zubel. Now we have the final route until they update it with Kinger and Caine, of course. But we have the final route with Gangle. So make sure you guys like the video if you guys want to see the Gangle route as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the squad, and I'll see you in the next video.
My shawty's up in here, this a anthem.